yourself. Let's see if I bring on the intro.
Oh, everybody know who I want next. I want Terence Crawford next.
You're gonna make that happen?
Huh?
You're gonna make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm gonna get these straps and I'm gonna go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Now, strap season, I know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the ball. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he code switch focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, godfather, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for a piece, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of Dodge by the evening. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind at the evening.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a priest. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they want to call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, godfather, I'm the kingpin.
Having a great weekend, man. Wasn't that fight last night some bullshit, bro? That's why I ain't even go live, because I did a 6 hour live yesterday and I was a little tired. I was like, I just didn't think this fight was worth the shit, because it was Cambosos. Just his name alone, you know what I'm saying, let a nigga know that shit ain't worth it, bro. Cambosos. Who named their kid, I mean, who has a last name of Cambosos?
I
And
have no
we
idea.
so what now?
I said I have no idea, but his last name funny. That shit, I don't know. I wouldn't name my kid that shit.
Well, it's a last name, but it's just a weird last name. And being from over in Australia,
It sounds
you know
like
what I'm
he
saying?
Mexican. It sounds Mexican,
Mexican. No, yeah, I mean, it's just weird, you know what I'm saying?
or
But
like Aladdin or
but
some shit.
but how the fuck you gonna get a card and you coming off of two losses back to back, bro? You know what I'm saying? How the hell you gonna get your own card? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, there was also the Keyshawn Davis fight. You know what I'm saying? That shit was, I'm so tired of seeing him beat up on, you know what I'm saying, no name dudes. Then he's coming off like he's on. Now I like his skills. Don't get me wrong. I like his skills. I like his skills. Look like he's improving. I mean, he did like a nice little Floyd Mayweather type, you know what I'm saying, shoulder roll and knock the guy down. That was kind of cool. But the way he's so pumped, and I guess he's still developing. I guess he's been around so long. I just want to see him start really stepping up and getting into the groove because of his talent. And what I'm saying, I'm just tired of him flexing on dudes that ain't supposed to be in the ring with him. I want to see him against the Medua Masons, and I know that ain't gonna happen over that top rank. I know they don't get down like that, but I just want to see a skill level challenge because the real ones, they're able to make that leap. You know what I'm saying? The real ones, like when Floyd was put to the test, against the Angel Manfredis and people who's supposed to be all that, he went in there and dominated. You know what I'm saying? Even though he didn't have the experience, what I'm saying, he had the skill. Yeah, I guess that's the difference between, say the old school and the so the new school. Say if you that dude, you got that it factor. I want to see you go in there and start, say leveling up, showing your skills. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he got to fight Tank Davis right now, or he got to fight Shakur Stevenson. I'm talking about like the lower guys who's a prospect with him, along with him. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him fight those guys. He don't have to fight the contenders right now, but he can start stepping it up. I mean, I think they just got the training wheels on too long for Keyshawn Davis. I think he's.
You see him being
Mhm.
with Top Rank. You see him being with Top Rank for the rest of his career.
No, no, something gonna happen because he gonna want that boy greedy as hell. He calls himself the businessman, right? So eventually at some point in time, if he want that big money, especially if he goes up to 140, talking about moving up to 147 later, what I'm saying, in life, what I'm saying, he's gonna definitely have to leave top rank to grab that money. And if he's paying attention to how the process goes with top rank, he's not gonna get no money, what I'm saying, staying at top rank. I mean, he'll become rich or whatever, but he'll make more money, what I'm saying, leaving top rank and going maybe to the PBC, what I'm saying, as he builds his name. Top rank is good for building yourself up, developing prospects, but when it comes to superstar level, you already know they trying to keep the money to themselves, and they don't keep enough competition in house. You know what I'm saying, to keep that money pumping, and because nobody want to see, saying, the caliber of fighters they got over there for the superstars and stuff. That was Bud Crawford problem. What I'm saying, nobody really wanted to see him beat them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was at the PBC. So, they keep trying to make it, say about everybody love the PBC, but boxing fans love where the talent is. You know what I'm saying? If you got the opponents, you got yourself a star and you got yourself a moneymaker. But see, if you're gonna sit there and just beat up on the Yidgets of the world, and whoever that dude was last night, nobody wants to see that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to, and you coming off like you that guy. You know what I'm saying? We want to see that guy put to the test. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather came out banging. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody can't be Floyd Mayweather, but I'm saying the way he moved early in his career, even though he ended up kind of messing up the way boxing is going, what I'm saying? And it was kind of interesting because Errol Spence Jr. kind of liked the model that Mayweather, and I'm pretty sure all athletes that want to get paid like the presidents that Mayweather set, as far as athletes getting paid, not a problem. But everybody's trying to protect that oath so they can get to that status, and they're worrying about taking losses. And I kind of want to get that straight about losses. See, when you take a loss, that don't mean that. See, you look at a fighter like Ugas, right? He lost a lot of fights, but he learned a lot from those losses. That's how he became a better fighter. That's how he improved. Some fighters are going to improve if you're really into boxing. If you really, so dedicated to the sport, you're going to learn from your losses, and that's an art that's lost in this boxing thing. Everybody's so afraid of taking a loss, bro. You're going to lose sometimes. You're not there's dudes are training on a professional level. You're going to lose to some of them guys because you're going to meet at different stages in your career. Like you saw Big Baby Anderson struggle against the
Right.
worst heavyweight. He's got to learn from that. He's got to go through those fights to become a superstar. You see what I'm saying? Some guys like Floyd Mayweather, they just got it off the rip. They got the God gift athleticism to, what I'm saying, to dart around the ring, and they got skills. They got the family pedigree where their grandfather boxed and they passed it down with secret techniques like the the Philly shell, you know what I'm saying, different specialized techniques that he perfected. And so he came up, you know what I'm saying, in a different situation uh, than most fighters. That's why he was so dynamic. So, you know what I'm saying? But all boxers are not going to be like Floyd Mayweather as far as the skill set and win all the time. So you're
And I
going to
feel
have
like
to.
if
Mhm.
they if they do suffer a loss, they gonna get humbled, and that's something they not accustomed with. That's something that they not new to doing, being humbled. So like I want to say say if like Devin Haney or Keyshawn Davis, if he suffered a loss, and then his next fight, he can't be talking that same shit he was before. Just like
Mhm.
Chris Colbert, he can't be talking that same shit like he was before when he got dropped by old boy that Tank knocked the fuck out. So it's
Talking about
really got to
Hector
do with him.
Garcia. Hmm.
Yeah, it's really got to do with
But
him being humble,
but when you
and
know
that takes
it,
away the ego and shit.
you know, to me, you know, talk your shit. I don't give a fuck. I mean, but keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? You know, keep that same energy even when you take a loss. You know what I'm saying? Keep that same energy because, you know, some guys are just better than you. You know, I don't know if you play football, basketball. Some guys leap higher than you. Some guys are pure scorers. Some guys are faster. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are tougher. You know what I'm saying? But it's the spirit, you know what I'm saying, that you have inside you. You know what I'm saying? That's going to determine how good you get down the line. So, you know, to me, you know, these boxers don't have a chance to develop, you know what I'm saying? Because they so, you know, it's such a short, it's such a short period for them to, you know what I'm saying, to get to the superstar status, right? You know, it's just, you know, because if you take one loss, then everybody looking at you like you're sorry, and nobody wants to see you again, you know what I'm saying, except for the hardcore boxing fans,
Then
and they don't
the
really.
media it's different than what it was back then. You got a lot of motherfuckers that like trolls. They like to talk shit, and I'm sure these boxers, like these young boxers, they buy into that. So like it's different from like old school boxers like Marvin Hagler or fucking Roberto Duran. You talk shit to them, they don't give a fuck about you.
Right.
I feel
And see,
like these
it,
boxers, they buy into these trolls and shit. Like these trolls don't like, come on, bro.
see, and like Marvin, fighters like Marvin Hagler. See, people they only seen him, they only understood him from when he was a superstar. But Marvin, an old fucking fighter by the time he got up there fighting Sugar
Hey,
Ray
bro,
Leonard
I'm
and
gonna
all
be right
them.
back. My fault for
Hmm.
cutting you. I'm gonna be right back. My phone finna die and shit. I'm gonna be in the chat.
Hmm. Hmm.
Alright.
Well, Marvin had fought like 50 something fights before he became popular. You know, so he had been through some wars. If you go back through his catalog, man, some of them fights were hard. I mean, it was like John the Beast. What's that? I forgot what the white guy named. He fought just to get a championship, man. It's like people don't grind it out and they just want to see the glamour fights that he fought. But the man fought. That's why he was pissed with Sugar Ray Leonard. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, don't know that. That's why he was pissed because he had to fight like 50 fights before he got to the top. And Leonard, you know what I'm saying, coming out the Olympics, you know what I'm saying, he was the golden boy. So he had a chip on his shoulder, you know what I'm saying, against Sugar Ray Leonard. And you know, I say that because you know when you take a loss, you know it don't define the boxer. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at it wrong. You got to look at what he's doing and the opponents that he's fighting inside the ring. And these guys, you know what I'm saying, they just kind of gloss over everything, like they say Bud Crawford, you know what I'm saying, dropped his last, you know what I'm saying, 8 or 9, 11 opponents. You say that shit don't mean nothing, bro. That don't mean nothing. What is that's the context of watching these fights and how did he knock out these guys, what the quality of these guys were. And that's what's important. And that's the stuff that, you know, that's getting missing in all these narratives that goes on. And if you're a real boxing fan, that's what you want to get into to understand, you know what I'm saying, what you're looking at in the ring. So they're trying to flip the narrative and say that Errol Spence Jr. was a media build guy. No, he just came along during the right time. He was a guy that really is a throwback fighter, and they're trying to like trash that notion. You know what I'm saying? But let me holler at my people though. You know, so I get in here and I start going. What's going on, King Swisher? What's going on, bro? Salute to you. And what's going on? How you say that, kid? Clintel, what's 19? He said, what's going on? He said the whole car was it, man. That's why I didn't even cover that shit, bro. That shit just got in my spirit. I was like, Cambosos? You know what I'm saying? Mm, shit got in my spirit, bro. What's going on, Cop Killer? Salute to you, my brother. He says, "Pool Mod Squad and the boxing." He said, "Fans and join this live stream." What's going on? And John Kramer, salute to you, bro. I'm saying salute to you. Let me see what you say, Cop Killer. He says, Frank Martin is going to wash. He, he ain't taking that fight. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He's going to be a businessman about it, and you can already see what the model is for the future with these boxers. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to go back to the days of where the guys trying to be the best. They're just going to go for the big fights. Somehow, boxing is going to have to survive that. He says, Copula says Shakur needs to have several seats because his scary ass didn't sign the contract to fight Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? It's all business, bro. That's why, we can't get swept up into who's ducking because, once a nigga, what I'm saying, get on top, what I'm saying, that now they want to control things. And it's like, it's not like a must that they fight. It's like, the business got to line up now, and that's what Errol Spence Jr. was talking about. And I'm gonna bring that video up because I did a video on it, so we can kind of go through it a little bit. I did about 10 minutes of it, and I think it was the Van Lathan podcast. Errol Spence Jr. did one of the best interviews. He did one of the best interviews I've seen because he asked some questions that wasn't a repetitive thing. He got kind of personal, and I thought it was just excellent. So you can kind of get a glimpse into the mindset of Errol Spence Jr. He was relaxed and he was composed and he was just like really having a good time. You could see the difference between old media and having these podcasts where the fighters could kind of let their hair down. And I thought it was one of the best interviews I've seen on Errol Spence Jr. But yeah, that fight right there last night, bro, I couldn't. I think I came in on Keyshawn Davis, and the skills were there, bro. The skills was nice, but from what I saw, man, I was just like, bro, it's time for you to take the training wheels off. So I'm just tired of him popping shit, and I want to see him get in there with somebody and see what he can do. I don't. It's not like I want to see him lose. I just want to see what he could do against better competition. Like, he's almost like following the same path as Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So, the problem is, and but like I kind of went out or something. There's no weak champions for him to beat up and gain early accolades in his career. So that's his problem. So because if they had a weak champion at 135, he would go grab a belt, and here we go. We'll be starting the Terence Crawford, the whole path, the Terence Crawford resume. Under Keyshawn Davis, it'll be the same thing. It'll be the repeat, right? Winning championships down there. Oh, he got a belt. He was a champion at 135, but who did he beat? You know what I'm saying? It'll be some no-name title holder. And then he'll go up to 140. It'd be a bunch of weak guys up there. And see, he can't, unless he had it like that, say he can't come through the line like that. No, you got Shakur Stevenson in front of him. Say he got Tank Davis down now. So he can't do the same thing that Terence Crawford did and just kind of float through the divisions and stuff and gain accolades and against weak dudes. No, he had to go through Tank. He had to go through Shakur Stevenson. So, you know what I'm saying? So, that it makes a difference of who you fight on your way up. And that's why Terence Crawford gets so much criticism. They think it's hate, but it's just boxing, bro. That's all it is. What's Cop Killer says? Shakur and Keyshawn follow the same blueprint as terrified Crawford. He said, which is to clout chase good fighters, then fight some cherry pick bums. Right. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, nice Nico Bryce? What's happening to you, my brother? Salute to you. Let's go. And kid, I already says Bomac couldn't get through the bottom of the Rose Leather journey. And it's kind of interesting because he got this big fight coming up. How is he going to manage all that? How he's going to manage all these? He really depends a lot on the talent of his fighters. You know what I'm saying, to get through these fights. I really want to know how good a trainer is Bomac. So I really want to, but we don't get enough exposure to the inside of Crawford camp just to see his direction and see what he be doing up in there. Um, we don't get a you know what I'm saying? It's like we don't get a good glimpse of what he be um, instructing his students to do. But from what I see of Keyshawn, they got like maybe three or four trainers over there. So I don't just give it all the credit to Bomac. Look like he come in on the end, or he does his part, and the other guys work the pads. So I just wish I'd had more inside knowledge of how they can't work. What I'm saying, so we could get an understanding of how smart Bomac is as a trainer. He says, Coach James helped Spence develop the gravedigger style of fighting, so he could trust and respect James. Yes, sir. And what's going on? What's going on, Bowley Bowley? I see you out there, my brother. Salute to you. It's an 8 count boxing TV. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just wanted to holler your name out because I ain't say your name. And Dark Kent says, Pool, that's why I respect Porter. His losses came from other top tier champions. And see, when they downplay Porter's, what he's done in boxing, um, what I'm saying? That shows you that those are not real boxing fans, because they're trying to big up Terence Crawford. And when it comes to Spence, so then they start talking boxing, so then they start talking about it was a split decision. So you can't, you see the hypocrisy in that, right? Knowing that, Sean Porter was at the end of his career, knowing he wasn't in the best shape, knowing he wasn't a champion at the time. So they lie by omission. And you get tired of having those kind of conversations with Bud fans when they know the difference. So that's why I kind of like do what I do when I do come across a sensible Bud fan. We'll have a good conversation. But if they want to do the propaganda, I could bullshit with them all day. I could bullshit with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just rather not. When I'm ready to have like a great conversation or a great live stream when we talking real boxing, I don't want that bullshit on here. So I want us to come to an understanding, not the delusional shit, not the propaganda, because even boy, yesterday was capping, what I'm saying? Because they start talking about Spence crashing cars, they start talking all the bullshit, he's drinking and all that stuff. It's like, bro, that don't affect nobody here. It's like that's old shit, bro. Nobody wants to hear that shit. It's like, if you like your boy, it's cool to like Crawford. Nobody's saying that we like Crawford. It's just that people are tired of all the propaganda around him. Just be real about who he is, how he was built, instead of trying to flip the narrative like they're doing now. And that's kind of aggravating because everything that comes out about Crawford, what I'm saying, they take it off the web and put it against Spence by saying he's media built. It's like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? This man has fought. Anybody who goes through the gauntlet of champions, he snatched belts from, what I'm saying, each champion. Kell Brook, what I'm saying, he snatched the belt from Sean Porter. That was hell. Sean Porter went through military style boot training. He went through, really, it was like Green Beret. It was like special forces training that he went through to fight Errol Spence Jr. And Errol Spence Jr. wasn't even at his best. So when they keep it real like that, then we can have the conversation. But until they admit the facts and the context around those fights, even Michael Garcia, he was drained, he was partying, he was drinking. So we know this. So they always go back to those talking points, what I'm saying, where he didn't knock out Mikey Garcia. What I'm saying? And it just kind of gets on your nerves, what I'm saying, after 3-4 years talking about this shit. It's like, bro, come on, can we get past the talking points? What I'm saying, we're inside of boxing. Not what I'm saying, we're not casual. So you can't use that bullshit, what I'm saying, that we've been hearing for the last 5 years, what I'm saying, about these guys. We know every narrative out there about them. So when I hear it, it's just like, man, let's move past that because we're on another level up in here. So Dark Kent says, did I read that? Yeah. So yeah, I respect Porter fighting all the guys because that shows you he's a true warrior. Even though he lost a lot of those, most of those fights, what I'm saying, but he showed you his worth. He didn't lose badly. What I'm saying? If he was to go out there and he got blowed the fuck out, what I'm saying, by Kell Brook, or he got blowed out by Errol Spence Jr., Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, he showed you his worth. He showed you those shits were razor thin because of the hardcore crazy motherfucker, the way he fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that dude is a true warrior, and he should be. He's Hall of Fame material because he took on all comers. He didn't duck nobody. That's what you call not ducking nobody. Sean Porter quintessential warrior. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know people are not real boxing fans. They just want to go with the front running winners. They want to go with the people with the perfect record, like in football or basketball. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to be a Bull back in the day. Everybody wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy when they was winning. Everybody wanted to be a New England Patriot when they were winning. You know what I'm saying? So those are casuals right there. That's how you know you're dealing with a casual. What's going on, Ambrose West? What's happening with you? What's that? Hey, see Steven 25. Salute to you, bro. Ambrose West, what's happening? He said, I hope they make a movie. Man, what you talking about, bro? I mean, like I was saying the other day, if they're gonna have a damn movie, bro, if they're gonna have a movie of somebody, this dude definitely has a story. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. That, and they're just trying to drown it out. They're just trying to play it down. You know what I'm saying? But if anybody got a movie type of career, it is Errol Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying? Because he's had the trials and tribulations outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? Man didn't even use no damn therapy to come back. That would be the scene where this motherfucker coming back, you know what I'm saying? Like when Rocky, you know what I'm saying, finally get past being pussy punk ass and you hear that getting strong now, had that montage and shit, you know, so you can see Spence going up the stairs, you know what I'm saying, recuperating, you know, so I can already see the movie. This shit would be way better than Creed. I'll tell you that right now. And I do wish they offer him something or do something. Somebody write something good on him. He said Keyshawn does not like a phone booth fight. Hell no, he don't. I said that man hit his ass in the ribs last night, and he was putting on the pressure, and he looked like he was about to get old boy up out of there. He had boy in trouble, and boy that boy came off the ropes and hit Keyshawn with a damn left hook in the damn ribs. That motherfucking fight went the distance. God damn it! I mean, he was connecting with Keyshawn here and there, and Keyshawn had to respect it. Keyshawn really wanted to walk through him and look dominant, but that dude, he was giving back some heat. You know what I'm saying? Even though he wasn't that good, but he was a veteran. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then he would forget that, and he would get Falumaloom up in the body, or he'd get Falumaloom upside the head. You know what I'm saying? With a left or right, straight right. You know what I'm saying? He had to like really hone his shit because he's like, oh shit, this dude. One time he rocked Keyshawn. You know, so even though he didn't have the talent to back it up, to follow up, you know what I'm saying? Even Tim Bradley was an excellent commentator for once. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't with the bullshit last night. He was like really, giving good commentary. And I was like, look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, Tim Bradley, you know what I'm saying? Really, you know what I'm saying? Giving you the real, you know what I'm saying? When he ain't on that bullshit, he's a pretty good commentator. Kind of like Paulie Malignaggi when they're not, you know what I'm saying? When they're not, flagging for their bias and shit, they're a pretty good analyst. They know what they're looking at. They just got to stay away from the extreme, you know. And Tim Bradley, saying he's a warrior now. He was a warrior once upon a time, so he could tell you some good shit, but he just be on that bullshit all the time. Let's see. Kid says, "Dude stunned Keyshawn." Yeah, in his tracks a couple of times. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And Keyshawn had to slow his ass down because he started getting happy in the ring and he started letting his hands go a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? But the boy's skill is coming along. I mean, I like what I'm seeing from Keyshawn Davis. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be nice, but it look like he's going to still. I mean, I don't want to see him in there with no. The only way you're going to advance is by fighting better competition. The only way you become a better basketball player is playing players that's better than you, quicker than you, stronger than you, and then you make the adjustment. So he's going to have to step it up if he's going to, increase his skill and be able to make those kind of leaps and adjustments in his fighting style. So, right now he's just baby stepping right now, and like you said, so he's learning that you can't just run up in there and dominate everybody. You got because he said it last night. He said, "Man, I had to make adjustments. I had to go in there and he hit me a couple of times. And he's a good guy. He's good, But I had, my favorite part was when he went down, and I was like, so that's good. I could see him, needing his mindset. So he got to develop a better mindset and get that experience. So when to be a killer, when to be defensive, and I kind of see him working on that stuff in the ring, and he don't need nobody that like a tank or somebody who could just take his ass apart. or somebody like a Stevenson who can pick him apart and get inside his head and have him doubting himself. So I could see that because, man, that dude, man, that dude last night, so he was what they say, game. He was game, But Keyshawn was clearly winning the fight, clearly the dominant athlete in the ring. You could tell how comfortable Keyshawn Davis was in that. But I'm tired of seeing him fight that caliber of competition. Cambosos, I don't even want to talk about that shit. Cambosos, man, what is he doing ahead of the card? I mean, that's why I didn't even cover the shit last night, because this dude, what I'm saying, God damn. Do you think Cambosos really improved? I don't think so. I see the same 1-2 overcommitting, what I'm saying, rugged, what I'm saying, roughhousing over the head shit, what I'm saying? And the guy, man, most people think Hughes won last night. Bullet says, like Jared Anderson, Keyshawn chose to fight as orthodox. Yeah, you know. What's going on, Louis Grassroots? What's happening, bro? Let's see. He says Bomac seems to be a good verbal motivator than a boxer. Exactly. That's what he is. That's what him and Bernie Mac is. They're cheerleaders. They're male cheerleaders. You know. And I think Bud got all the intelligence and well, I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say he's got all the athletic ability, and I do think his boxing IQ is okay, but I don't think it is what is. I think his athletic ability is what rules the day for him because he's able to make moves. He's more like EJ say, like Bud Crawford is more talented than Errol Spence Jr. because he got more God gifts abilities. He's got more athletic ability than EJ. But when it comes to skills, I don't think he got more skills than Errol Spence Jr. And I think people get into the athletics because they really like Kevin Garnett over Tim Duncan, right? Because he's more agile. Say he leaps higher and that kind of thing, and they think that's going to win the day against a guy like Tim. Like they think that'll win all day over a guy like Tim Duncan, who's just going to go out there and give you 34 points. It may not look flashy. It may not look, like Kevin Garnett. He's not going to snatch a rebound while doing a 360. He's just going to go up there and grab the rebound. But see, people perceive that as being more skillful. If you snatch a rebound, do a 360, go through your legs, or do a cockwheel, while you're doing that. No, some people, it's just better. It's just more fundamentally sound to just go up there and grab the rebound. And that's the difference between Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. So, I thought that was a great analogy. So I think Lord to the Game came up with that. He says that calm down and relaxes, but playing to me to movement with the white girl holds pads for him. What's going on, Rama Emily Jones? What's going on? Calm down and relax. Salute to you, guy. And he says, what's good, pool chat? Boom, boom, boom. And calm down, relaxes. Does Spence have to be better for this fight than the Ugas fight? That's a good question. I think he has to be sharper. I think he has to be more focused. Like when the mouthpiece came out his mouth, like being focused means that fuck that mouthpiece. You see what I'm saying? It means you don't let nothing stop you. You can't let your guard down. That could have been a turning point, and that's why I want to bring up this video that Spence, this interview he did with Von Lathan. I know I got the name wrong in there. But I went back, put it in the description, the man real name in his podcast. But yeah, Spence kind of mentioned that. So he was saying saying a little bit about that. That's why I want to go into it because he kind of mentions that in the video. And yeah, bandwagon fans, it's boxing, you could bandwagon if you want to, but you're going to be disappointed, and I could speak to that as a Mike Tyson fan because I thought back then, Mike Tyson was all that in a bowl of grits. I didn't know that. Something I didn't understand was that the heavyweight, size matter and heavyweights was going to get bigger. Back then Lennox Lewis was a huge fucking heavyweight. Now Lennox Lewis is the average heavyweight. 6'5", 6'6". Emmanuel Stewart used to say all the time, the big guys were, if you get beyond like 6'2", 6'3", they were uncoordinated. This is something Emmanuel Stewart used to always talk about. He said it was hard to like really get the big guys to be coordinated. Then now, you start seeing Tyson Fury's coming in and with athletic ability. You start seeing, the Lennox Lewis's, the big guys coming in and can move and they're agile and, they can throw combinations and shit is crazy. So, Deontay Wilder's 6'7". Even though he's not all that, agile, but he's quicker than most of the heavyweights. That's how he got to the point that he was at because he was small, heavyweight, and he can land that right hand, and boom, they up out of there. So what's going on, Eric? In the building. He says, Pool, don't forget after this year, everyone is going to want to be like my Eagles. Oh, boy. Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, it's about time, for the Eagles to get it together. He said, be that guy. Says, Pool, would you like to hear? He said, Pool, would love to hear your breakdown of Bud versus Avanesian fight. Um, well, I think that was just like I think Bud really carried Avanesian. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what Bud do. That's something that he does. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people read a lot into that fight, but Bud was rusty. Um, he's clearly the superior fighter. Um, does it? I mean, when you're a champion, it's hard to get up for dudes you already figure you're gonna beat. So you run a risk of underestimating guys that you can't get up for. You know, um, you gotta, like right now, we're gonna see the best Crawford that we've ever seen because now he's fighting somebody he think can beat him. You see what I'm saying? But when you fighting somebody that you already know you got more speed, more talent, more, what I'm saying, boxing IQ, you're gonna go in there and you're gonna be a little lax. And I think that's what happened to Crawford. Plus, he had been off for a while, so he rested. So it was a good fight for him. What I'm saying, to go in there and get some rounds in, and that's all that was. He just went in there to get some rounds. What I'm saying, even if David Avenesian touched him up, he knew he didn't have enough skill or talent. He knew eventually he can get him up out of there. You see what I'm saying? The motherfucker they raised him up to number 6, what I'm saying, on the rankings just so he could be a punching bag to somebody like Crawford or Jerron Booth Ennis or some of the top guys, Virgil Ortiz. See, what I'm saying? So he was a punching bag for those guys. They brought him up on the list just to give him an excuse to go in there and make some money and get give them guys some rounds. So, you can see how rusty um, Crawford was in that fight, and he was just working off that rust. So if he got hit, it didn't matter. He was just trying to work on. You could see him just working on different shit at his own pace. He wasn't frantic. He wasn't afraid. He was just going in there working on shit. Say going to the inside. You never see Crawford going to fight on the inside. He just knew this dude wasn't on his level, and so you can't get a lot out of that kind of fight, especially when you go out there and knock out somebody. When you get ready, um, that's the problem with Crawford. He's not fighting the type of fights that's going to help him develop. He's just relying on his superior athletic ability over people. And so, if you're not pressured, if you don't face that pressure in a 50-50 fight, it's going to be new to you. And that's why I think that Errol Smith Jr. got the edge, is because Crawford don't really challenge himself like that. He goes in there against, the green machines. He goes in there, he takes those kind of fights. Spence never took those kind of fights. Early in his career he had to, but when it came to him, starting to like really step it up, I would say, when he fought Kell Brook on down, that's when he really started getting the experience, saying he needed to be on the championship level. And Crawford, he feel like he just can rely on his athletic ability to turn up, use his speed, use his reflexes, use his traps, use his technique to beat people. It's not going to work how you go because those guys are better. They understand the traps, they understand what you do, and they can use it against you. So he's fighting a fighter with a better boxing IQ, and that's what Crawford see him against the Danny Garcias, the Keith Thurmans, because they understand traps. They understand what you do. They understand what position and where you want, where Crawford want to get you. They understand where the real uppercut can come in at. So because they smart, they're better competition. That's something that Crawford fans don't understand. They think he could just go in there and do that shit against anybody. No, that's why you have better quality opponents. You know what I'm saying? So I try to drill that through their heads, but they just skip over that shit. Nah. Crawford gonna go out there. He's quicker. He's smarter. You know, so he you know, so he's got footwork. He's got, you know, footwork from the guards. I'm like, bro, your boy ain't been in there. He ain't been in there against the best. So it's just what you're not gonna convince people. But yeah, that David Avenesian fight, he was always gonna win that. But you can't really say you can't really you know, you can't really gauge nothing from that because Crawford was just getting some rounds in. It's almost the equivalent of watching a sparring match, you know what I'm saying, in their own gym when you fighting somebody. David Avenesian, he's not even a good sparring partner. He's just a guy to go in there and get some exercise for the level of a guy Crawford is. He's a WBO champion. So what is he doing in the ring with the WBO champion? And that's the bullshit. That's where the bullshit come in. You know, so he should, you know, I'm not saying that I really wouldn't want to see Crawford with Jerron Boots Ennis, even though at one time I was so pissed with Crawford in the way he was moving, I wanted to see him go in with Boots Ennis. But if he was a true badass, we would have saw that fight. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to be safe, and so he knows he's human. You know what I'm saying? If he was like, you know, Sweet Pea, he would have fought. He would have fought Jerron Boots Ennis because Sweet Pea was on another level, bro. I mean, his boxing IQ and athletic ability was on another level. You know what I'm saying? Because you could see the way, you know, say he slipped shots. You know, so the way his transition to offense to defense was stupid. It was stupid. I haven't seen nothing like it. You know what I'm saying, today? You know, since maybe Floyd. That's the closest person to Floyd is Sweet Pea. You know what I'm saying? The way he was able to move in the ring and the way he was able to go in there and do what he did. You know what I'm saying? Just a perfect combination of boxing skills, IQ, and athletic ability. So, you know, it's very rare you see some shit like that. So, you know, that David Avenesian fight was trash. You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody was pissed off for Crawford. That shit was pure trash, you know. But it gave Crawford some rounds. It let him stay busy. And, you know what I'm saying? So, but they always paint Bud Crawford as a victim. You know what I'm saying? They always paint him like he's a victim. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, they hating on him because he walked out of negotiations. You know, so one of the biggest step up fights to go to somebody we know definitely he could beat. You know what I'm saying? So nobody was really. Look at the numbers for that fight. Look at the numbers. I think they had something like 5,000 pay-per-view things or whatever they was using over there, and nobody was really interested in it. Everybody seen the shit before. They seen he could go in there and beat them kind of guys. Everybody was waiting for Bud Crawford to step up as he left Top Rank. Then what did he do? He went over to Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying, to go look at Alex Rocha and Blair Cobbs. It's like nobody wants to see that, bro. You don't have the mentality of one of the greats. You don't deserve to be pound for pound with that kind of movement. So, you know, everybody was putting this off on Spence, who was out there fighting the top of the division. So it's just kind of confusing if you're a real boxing fan, how people got behind Crawford and what he was doing. So people want to come up here and argue bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. What you said, Dark Kid, he says, I agree. He says, Errol Life, let me see it, make sure. Let me see, let me drop the link, because I'll be way up in the chat trying to answer everybody, trying to read everybody. That's why if I don't see you trying to come up, I'll be up here trying to read the comments from everybody. So he says, no disrespect to the brother Wilder. Let me see. Like I gotta go back. What's going on, B-Dog? I see you out there, bro. Yeah, that Cambosa shit was straight bullshit. Let's see. Dark Ken says, I agree. Errol Life could be a movie. Andre Three Stacks would be a great candidate for the role, but he way older than Spence, so probably wouldn't work. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he do kind of look like Spence, don't he? Yeah, they do kind of. That's a good one. They do kind of resemble each other. He says the real Nico Bryce is. He says Sean was ducking EJ though. Yeah, for a while. but he had to get his mentality together. He said, Sean said that after that Kell Brook fight, because he was ringside, and they even asked him halfway through, what did he have it? And Sean Porter answered, he said he had it even. He had it 3-3 or whatever. And that's when I knew that Sean Porter was a good dude. If that was Keith Thurman, he would have said Errol Spence Jr. lost every goddamn round, like he said during the Sean Porter fight. So calm down and relax. He said, if Bud team and fan base truly cared about him, said they wouldn't lie to him about his sea level fight. They know that's just for the public. You know what I'm saying? They understand all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna go out there and decimate your own resume. You know what I'm saying? You're just not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Bully Boy said, I think it was the 8th when Keyshawn got work. Yeah. Keyshawn gonna be good though, man. If he, if he keep growing and he stay passionate about the sport, it's just going to take longer for him to get out there. So he got to get to those 10 rounds, start doing those 10 rounders, and start really, getting his strength and stamina up, so he can face the Frank Martins and the Abdullah. Well, Abdullah, he's getting his shit together too. But he's coming along. I love both of their skill, but at some point these guys got to face each other. You know what I'm saying? And come out of that prospect shit. Oh, Bowley says, let me say, Bowley. Oh, there you go. What's going on, Bowley? What's going on, bro? What's going on, Kareem? What's happening, brothers?
What's up? Oh man, good.
What'd you shot, man? Wasn't that a weak ass card last night? Wasn't that a weak ass card, bro?
Honestly, you heard how excited I was yesterday talking about the fight. That stuff was not going to pull me down, man. I'm sorry. I wasn't going to allow it to. I'm still in the really good mood because, we getting the fights that we want. So, I think you saw my comment about Keyshawn. Actually, I thought he looked really good. Usually he's fighting out of the southpaw stance, and I think if he fought in the southpaw stance, he would have got that guy out of there. I think he did that just to work on some stuff because he knew and they knew that guy was a light puncher. He couldn't really. I mean, he did hurt Keyshawn at one point, and I thought Keyshawn was in trouble, man. That guy was backing him up. I forget which round it was. I thought it was the 8th, but I'm just going off my memory. But he was piecing him up for a minute there. You guys can rewind it and see what I'm talking about. But he dominated that guy overall. Out of the orthodox stance. Now, I don't think he can fight Frank in the orthodox stance because, man, the holes were there. The holes were there big time. But he was more than good enough to beat that guy. And I thought he won every round pretty much. Maybe you give that one round towards the end where he was getting beat up. Maybe you give that to the other guy. That's about it.
But it get to a point where you want to see him step it up. You want to see how good he is against. See, my thing. This is my philosophy. And, losing don't matter, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you get better. You got to face the better competition to get better. And that's what I want to see from Keyshawn. I want to see him go out there and fight better competition and see what he got. We can't tell that if he's fighting those kind of dudes, and, we'll never know, but we know Top Rank don't get down like that.
Right.
So we'll still know it'll be a question mark over his head too as he moves up. Let's say he get that belt. Let's say he was to get a belt from Rolly Romero, right? Just kind of like AJ, he went and grabbed all the belts and then he didn't want to fight nobody real. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. That's what they're doing nowadays. They're grabbing belts and then they're dodging the best competition in the division. They're trying to. It's like a money grab. So that's what I believe Keyshawn is going to be like. He's going to get up there. He's going to get up there and he's going to, let me see, I'm trying to get that background under control. Let's see. He's going to get up there and he's just going to avoid the top guys. He just want to make his money. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see him step it up, stop baby stepping. But I like his skills. I see he's getting better. I see he's working on different things. I think he's going to be nice. But I just want to see the competition raised just a little bit. Just a little bit more, give us some better opponents, so he don't go out there looking like Baby Miller when he do step up. Y'all know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Paul. I was gonna say, you remember that story that Errol Spence told when he was being recruited, and like in the professional game, and he was saying how they offered him more money, to upfront money at Top Rank.
Yeah,
So
I think he said it was like a 200,000, something like that, like a
right,
something like that.
so essentially what they're doing is they're going in the hole. They're going in the hole to get these guys, right? And
Hmm.
they gotta work it off with these like nonsensical fights that you're like, man, what is this? I mean, essentially, like that, they're not doing that, but that is what they're doing. Whereas like PBC is like, we're gonna let these guys build up, we'll match them tough, and then when we see that they're worthy of it, then we're gonna work on building their fan base, right?
Hmm.
Like that's how I see it, and I think that's why you keep seeing them in these, like, because they don't want to lose in their investment. They invested, let's say for example, Keyshawn, maybe they invested 300,000 in him or 400,000 because he won a medal,
Hmm.
right? So then you can't afford to lose on that guy. So are you gonna match? You gonna match him up tough to where he could possibly lose? Not until you made some money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why boxing has changed, because these guys they're not going to get better than, that's media buildup. That's like a fake buildup. That's not really showing you where they at. What I'm saying, when it comes to the top in the division, it's more of a business move than personal development as a fighter. And what I'm saying, we're not getting a true assessment of where these guys are when they fighting like that. Like, when you look at Floyd, yeah, he fought some guys that were, but he jumped out there and fought a champion. What I'm saying, grabbed his belt early in his career, and he didn't mess around with the ticky tack fights that long. You see what I'm saying? So he was able to develop himself and get better, by fighting better competition and taking a chance on himself. We're not going to see those days with these new guys that's coming in. They're going to keep on, you know, trying to fighting these development fights. And even last night, Keyshawn was saying he's tired of development fights. What I'm saying, he was saying that he's tired of development fights. So I understand what you're saying, Bowley. That what I'm saying, these guys got to, the company got to get, got to, get their money back. But what I'm saying, it just sucks for the boxing fans, because we're gonna see a lot of this shit. What I'm saying, I haven't seen Johnson fight nobody yet. What I'm saying, I haven't seen none of these guys really that's up and coming really fight nobody. What I'm saying, so they just going out there whacking out people. I don't even get excited when I see a top rank card anymore, because you're going to see more development fights. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Calm down. Calm down, relax. Says the difference in the fan base is character, truth versus delusion and lies. Yeah, that's social media for you. That's shit they put out there. Eric R says, he says Errol has to be focused, accurate, and more defensive, responsible. He says Buzz going to be looking to end the fight before 6. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. But he did an interview last night, and he kind of talked a little bit about how he think he's going to beat Bud Crawford, and I thought that was real interesting. Did y'all see that interview by Von Lathan? Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I seen it. Pretty good interview. You talking
Man,
about?
when that? Mm-hmm.
You talking about the one where Earl had the white T-shirt on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What y'all? Did you see it, Bowley Bowl? Bowley, you there, Bowley? Guess he doing something. But yeah. What did you think about that interview, Kareem?
To be honest with you, I don't even fucking remember it.
No, you don't remember it. Well,
But I
well.
did watch it, and I was listening. But
Mm-hmm.
at this point in time, like I mean, I've been working out this morning, over here trying to do things, man, to get my health in shape. My memory is going on that interview.
Tell the truth. You because of this fight, you training along with the damn fight. You already know.
Yeah, right.
You train. You saw Crawford. You saw EJ in that goddamn workout. He's like, you got inspired.
I do
You know,
remember.
so,
I do remember him saying he's gonna he's going to dominate this dude and beat him up real bad. He said either he beat him up real bad and get him out of there, or he beat him up and Crawford's able to withstand it and he just be brutalized throughout to the end of the fight. I do remember something like that being said, because I think the guy might have baited him and asked him a question about how he think he's going to do.
Well, I got part of it right here. Let's see. Let's kind of go.
He had asked him. Yeah. My memory is going on it.
You know, we getting old and shit. Can't remember shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Smoke too much weed back in the day.
To it all, so my understanding is way different from someone who, 60, 70 years old and more out of date. We really don't know what a fighter goes through and don't even know what today's young people is going through. Period.
Word. So about this fight in particular, there's been so much talk about who's going to win. I'm bored with it. I'm bored with trying to predict who's going to win the fight. I don't want to hear no more about it. I don't want to hear anything about it unless I'm talking to one of y'all. Now, I've heard that if you're going to win this fight, it's because you are going to pound Terence Crawford into submission with relentless pressure and the angles that you can create, the jab, smothering him. Is that the way you see yourself winning the fight? Are you going to take Terence Crawford to Pound Town?
I think it's going to be a number of ways I'm going to beat him. I think, pressure definitely. Boxing, definitely beating them. Just fundamentals, using my jab. But the key is to me is just being focused 100%. Not having any lags in the fight, because I feel like you look at the greats like Floyd Mayweather, a lot of guys, they always was focused on their opponent. Doesn't matter. The guys who lose focus even for a split second, that can cost you. That cost you in the fight. So for me, it's just stay focused, listen to my coach's game plan, and basically just breaking them down mentally, physically, and winning the fight and dominating fast.
So, so you see where Errol Spence Jr. mentality is, right? So, he's saying he understands that he's got to listen to Derrick James. He knows that, Derrick James is a big piece of this puzzle for his keys to victory against Bud Crawford. You see what I'm saying? So, he understands that he's got to stay focused. He can't, the mouthpiece thing, he can't get lost in the boxing. He wants to be keeping his hands up is a big thing. I think he understands that he's got to be 100% focused, to beat Terence Crawford, because he's looking for an opening. And I think what Spence is going to do, he's going to apply, maximum pressure. And if Terence Crawford can do something to stop, to stop that pressure, then that's good. But he's going to do what he got to do. I think he's going to go all out. I think he's going to really push forward, and he's going to push Terence Crawford to the limit. He's going to see what Terence Crawford is made of. You know what I'm saying? So, and I get a good, I think this is a good interview just to hear it from his mouth. Of course, he's talking about, they talked a little bit about beating, the wheel out of somebody. I said, God damn. This boy really talking a lot about, really dominating and destroying the mindset of Terence Crawford. What do you think about that, Kareem Bowley? Bowley, you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, man. Earlier, man, I had so much background sound. I didn't want to mess up your show, man. That's why I had to put myself on mute. I forgot which question you asked me. But as far as Errol goes, I think just like he kind of fights, like he's not gonna give you more than what he has to, right?
Mm-hmm. And
I think we have been saying a lot of the stuff that he's kind of saying. But he's adding, like I said yesterday, I think he's also taking cue from people. It's like, this is what people think of me. This is what my fans think of me. This is how they see me. And he's just reflecting that, and he's not wrong. That's what it looks like when he's fighting, man. He's really beating people up. You remember, even when he came off the injury, when he was fighting Danny Garcia, you remember that round where Danny Garcia was walking back and he took that big breath, like, damn. he took that huge breath, and it was like, if you've been running for a long time, or you just went through something, and you just take this bit, man, you get out like when you've been sitting in the sauna too long, you know that feeling, and you take that first breath, and you're just like, oh, that's exactly what Danny Garcia looked like in one of those fights. And you remember when he came back, people forget this, man, that guy was in tears. And he said it was some mental health issue, but I don't know, man, that Spence pressure is different. It just is. It just is, man. I'll let somebody else go on.
What did you say, Kareem?
Spence calls that man that had mental health issues. Yeah. He said he's gonna break you down mentally too. Remember that.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's like he understands. Look like he understands the mission. I mean, I don't know the strategy. Wait, he says the pressure. He says he's going to apply the pressure. He said he think he could beat him a number of ways. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So with the boxing, because people just think when you do pressure, they think you're just coming forward, and they think you're just throwing punches and bunches.
Yeah, he also addressed that too. He said he's a better boxer and he got better skills than us.
That's not true.
I mean, people can say that's not true, but that's what he said out of his own mouth. So
that's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's everybody. Everybody's got an opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. You can't say, saying that's not true before they get into the ring. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, you have every right to say that, but I'm just saying, like, we don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Because we look at both of these guys. One guy got 3 belts from 3 champions. The other guy got 1 belt from a weak champion. So I'm not making that up. That's a fact. Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off, bro. Let me finish.
Sorry. Go ahead.
One guy got 3 belts from 3 top of the division, champions. That's not delusional. You know what I'm saying? One guy got 1 belt from a weak champion. We just want to see what Bud Crawford can do against the top of the division. Now he's fighting the dude that's supposed to be the number 1 guy in the division, because he just went and snatched 3 belts. You can't argue with that, right? So Errol Spence Jr. fans are not delusional when you back the unified champion of the division, and you got one guy who's been holding on to 1 belt for 4 years, right? So we want to see what he got, right? So that's all I'm saying. So you got to look at the facts. You can't look at the guy who's been, not in the ring with the top of the top guys in the division. So that's what he got against him. Nothing personal, even though, it's nothing personal against him. It's just that's how boxing has always been. The guy who's always fighting the best is always the guy, looked at upon is that guy, Marvin Hagler, he was the top of the division. He was fighting top guys. That's why he got the respect. He got Sugar Ray Leonard. He was fighting top guys. Tommy Hearns. He was fighting the top guys. Went in there and knocked out Duran. We didn't see Crawford knock out a Duran. We didn't see him fighting like, the equivalent of somebody that was 50-50. He would get more respect if he did. Now, I see the skills. I respect the skills. But until I see him in the ring with Errol Spence Jr. or, a Keith Thurman or any of those guys, then we could say, damn, man, Crawford's a motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? That dude is, he's real. So until he do that, then it's cap. So everything he's done. Go ahead, Ron.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. So you don't believe that Errol Spence can think that his boxing skills and his skills in general, when he says it out of his own mouth, isn't true?
No, I think he can believe that, but it's an opinion.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Rephrase that. Say that again now, because I think you're putting words into EJ mouth. Go ahead. Say that again. What you said.
No,
Ron?
You talking about me? What did I say?
Right.
Oh, was that? No. I thought you said that he said it out his mouth. Errol Spence Jr.
I didn't say that.
What Errol Spence Jr. said was Crawford got more talent than he has, but exactly. he said he has more skill than Crawford. So they're separating the athletic. Like that's why they use the Kevin Garnett analogy and the Tim Duncan analogy. See, I think black people, because we're so dynamic in sports, and we usually gravitate towards the athletic you know, say ability of guys, because that's what get us over in a lot of cases. But then, you know, we overlook the skill. I think EJ got a combination of both, which is the best to have.
Hey,
You
Paul,
know, say go ahead, sir.
let me
Go
cut
ahead.
in. Yeah, this Kareem. Let me yeah. So like from watching Earl, you see that he has defensive skills. From watching Bud, I don't see that. I see like, you know, lesser
But
competition.
Spence gets hit more than
Hold
Bud
on a
though.
second. No, that's
Sorry.
not true. CompuBox don't
Don't
have
cut off each other. Let each
Oh,
other
oh,
talk.
oh,
You know what I'm saying? Well,
okay.
Ron, you have your segment when you get ready.
All right.
CompuBox don't have him getting hit more. CompuBox has Crawford
I'll
getting hit
send it to
more.
you.
You know, so like
But
you
it
have
don't hold on. It don't matter how often you get hit, bro. Because EJ is a pressure fighter. He comes forward, he makes the fight. That don't make no sense.
yeah,
Even if the cocky, but it don't make no sense. If you coming forward and you're a counterpuncher, you're not crossing the line. You're not crossing the offensive line. Only the pot shot. So you're not going to take as many shots because you're staying out the way, you're staying on the outside. So it's a style thing, right? The pressure fighter is always going to get hit more because he's making the fight. He's more aggressive. That's not even a talking point, not a real boxing talking point, because
yeah,
all fighters get hit. Go ahead.
yeah. So you got one guy whose skills, as far as defensive skills, he's able to you know, move around the ring, you know, without no pressure. He moves around the ring without no pressure, without nobody really being able to get nothing off on him when they attack him. You have one guy who's fighting lesser competition, being hit up by these types of guys, constantly showed off. Like, you know, there's really great replays of him getting punched in the face. You know, so like skill wise, yeah, defensive skill wise, yeah, that matters. I would say that was on that's on Errol's side. Now, when it comes to athleticism and gifted ability to move around the ring, I can't even get
And timing. Bud got that timing too.
I can't
His
even get
timing.
I can't even
Mhm.
get that to him, because then, like you was explaining earlier, the level of competition that you fighting when you showing off your skills determine whether or not we can gauge whether or not you have athletic
Well,
skills.
well, I'm not saying it's over, EJ. What I'm saying is he's
Yeah,
exceptional. When it cut, that's one of his super strengths is his timing,
like
because that's how he set his traps. You know, he
yeah,
estimate where you're going to be, and then you know he unleashes that rear uppercut, which is shocking power. I mean, his boxing, you know, what I'm saying his timing is just impeccable, bro.
and
You know, what I'm saying
that goes into the stupid thing that Sean Porter did by calling Earl stupid because he hit him. He was able to get off, a couple of shots, and he said if Earl didn't figure it out. But here you are leaping around the ring at Crawford, getting knocked down off balance. Like that was crazy as hell that he actually came out of his mouth and said that on his channel on one of those.
But the thing about Sean Porter is the way he fight exerts so much. It takes so much energy to fight in that style. And if you notice, Adrian Bronner, he always get knocked down at the end of fights because he's so tired. He done put so much time and effort with his footwork throughout the fight and wrestling and you know what I'm saying diving into you. And so by the 10th round, his legs about gone. So you know it's easier to knock him down. By that time, they got the timing on you by
Yeah,
that time because he's doing so much weird weaving and wobbling up in the ring. By round 10, his legs are gone. He's tired. That's why everybody could knock him down at round 10 or 11 because he's tired, bro. That
yeah,
motherfucker be.
like
Mm-hmm.
when you watch him get knocked down, he's standing squared up, like he's standing with both of his. You know how they train you to have one of your legs step back, to brace yourself. So when he's going through the exchange with Crawford, he didn't have the mindset to pit up his defense to block that shot that he knew was coming because that shot was thrown a few times. He didn't have the mindset to block that shot or to get himself stable, to put one leg back. He's just jumping all around. Like, what he remind me of in that fight? He remind me of that goddamn character off a goddamn Street Fighter. The green one with the orange hair. What the fuck is that
Mm-hmm.
character?
Blanca.
Yeah, he remind me of him doing that weird ass jumping around shit. Because that replay of that knockdown is horrible for Sean. Like you can't say somebody else is stupid because they get hit with shots, and they didn't figure it out until later on. He picked up on it that you was throwing that same shot. When you out here doing the same thing, you're a hypocrite.
Let me answer Anthony Britt here. Yeah, you can't take what a fighter has done before. If you go up a weight division, right? So everything Floyd Mayweather did at 135 don't count what he did at 147. When he went up to 154, everything he did at 147 didn't count at 154. You see what I'm saying? So it's not that you want to give guys credit, you know what I'm saying, in weight divisions that they haven't competed, they haven't really done shit in. So it's like, what credit do you want Bud Crawford to have? You know what I'm saying? You want to put what he did at 140. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you move up, you get more credit as an advanced division. They hit harder. They can take more They can take more punishment at each. You know, each time you go up. So everybody knows that. So how much credit do you want to give if you go through if the division that Terence Crawford fought at was weak? He didn't have no killers at 140. You don't admit that to you. You mean that's the problem. Y'all want to give him credit for undisputed, but y'all don't want to look at the opponents that he faced in that division. And it's not about putting him down. It's just a fact that Ndongo wasn't a killer, bro. And you
Can I
can
say?
see.
Can I ask a
Let me
question? My bad. My
hold
bad.
on. Let me let me
Go
let me
ahead.
finish.
Yeah, yeah.
So if Ndongo was a killer in there and Terence Crawford did the same thing, then I could say, yeah, man, he went in there and destroyed so and so. So we can't look at that. We can't look at Ndongo and say, well, shit, he gonna dominate the 147 division. We can't look at that unification. You know what I'm saying? We can't look at undisputed because he beat Ndongo and say he's gonna dominate 147. And then when he did go up, who did he pick to fight? You know what I'm saying? He didn't pick Spence. He could have picked Spence because he was undisputed. He could have fought anybody he wanted. He could have got in line with anybody that he really wanted, right? And he could have forced the mandatory under Keith Thurman, but he didn't. He went for the lowest, the path of least resistance. He went to Jeff Horn. He had the golden ticket. When you become undisputed at a weight class, you have the golden ticket to fight anybody you want. You could put the pressure because you're a champion from another division. This is why Terence Crawford is looked at the way he's looked. He could have fought anybody he wanted, right? He could have went to the PBC, could have left top rank, but he re-signed. None of this means nothing to you guys. Y'all just want to give Terence Crawford credit, and none of this shit really means nothing to y'all. Y'all, I mean, he could have fought who he wanted, but you keep making excuses and moving the goalposts because you know what I'm saying. The man had all kind of opportunities. He could have got behind Errol Spence Jr. in the IBF if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? With the golden ticket that he had, but no, he chose Jeff Horn. Y'all always ignore all the information. It's not about bringing up what he did from 140 to 147. It's a whole different division, and there's a guy up at 147 that dominated 147. You know what I'm saying? That went out to go get the belts. Did Bud Crawford try to unify? No, he just kept the WBO fighting fringe opponents. You know what I'm saying? Y'all act like y'all don't see none of this. Y'all act like it's some kind of personal vendetta. No, boxing has always been this way. You fight the best. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all this new school shit. You know what I'm saying? You go fight the best and you be considered the best. You know what I'm saying? Don't fight no fringe opponents that you could beat. So it's like I get tired of that whole narrative that y'all don't want to give him no credit. If he would have fought somebody that was respectable, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? If he would have beat somebody, he would have got all the credit in the world. You know what I'm saying? Let's flip the script. Let's say if that was Errol Spence Jr., who had the same resume, we'll be saying the same thing. So let's say Crawford went and snatched 3 titles from all the champions at 147. We said, hey man, Errol Spence Jr. got to step it up. He didn't try to unify. You know what I'm saying? He didn't try to beat nobody that we considered the best in the division. And that's all it is. You guys try to make him a victim when he's a victim of himself. He's a victim of Top Rank. And I could see Keyshawn Davis making the same mistakes that Crawford did. Crawford didn't leave Top Rank on time. He should have left in 2018 and joined the PBC so he could get at those guys and, you know, beat them up, knock them out or whatever. But I just wanted to, you know, I just saw that shit creeping in. He talking about flawed thinking.
Oh,
You know, he said, hold on. Let me, you know, he talking about it's crazy. Let me read it. He said, so everything Bud has done before he even got to the welterweight division doesn't count. No, that shit don't count. He's in a whole nother weight division. He said it's the most flawed thinking that's crazy. And boxing, Floyd was considered the best boxer before he even went up. Floyd was knocking out motherfuckers, bro. He was fighting. See, it depends on the quality opponents that you face. Floyd had Castile. Floyd had Diego, what's his name? Diego Corrales. He had killers. That's
Cool.
the difference.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
back real quick into that though. Even though when you say that Floyd was considered the best boxer when he came up, regardless of who he fought before he got to the 147, when he got to 147, he started challenging the goddamn champions at 147.
Right.
And everybody acknowledged him for fighting all the champions. Like
Shit, he went out there and decimated Adrian Manfredi, killed him. He was considered the best dude back then. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he put himself in position to fight all the champions, and all those guys knew exactly what was going on. And that's why they all fell in line and was trying to challenge him at that time. So he had the whole eye of the 147 division based on the first couple of fights of who he was fighting and who he said he was fighting, because Floyd didn't just go up there and start fighting just over anybody. He called you out and said, this is the next guy I want to fight, and it went from there on. So when you try to put Floyd and Bud in the same thing, it's not the same thing. Bud did something totally different when he fought low competition, coming up from the 140 division. If he would have fought the likes of what Paul was just saying, like he would have came up and fought Keith Thurman, he would have challenged Errol Spence for the IBF belt. If he would have did the likes of that, that's calling out the top guys in that division. Bud didn't call out the top guys in that division. He's making it like, fucking Gamboa and goddamn Green Beans is the best fights he had at the 140. He's talking about 140 still. Floyd didn't think about 140. He didn't go back to 140. He didn't say nothing about being in the Hall of Fame. He said, just give me the next champion. And you saw exactly what he was doing. He's fighting all the killers at the 147 division. So no, that's not going to fly. That comparisons. But
it's like be honest. You know what I'm saying? Add the context, bro. When you talk about flawed thinking, you're talking about, bro, that shit don't even make sense here. We lived through this. I mean, we've seen how he moved. So I don't understand how people can come on here and tell those damn lies and shit. It's like, bro, come on, bro. It's like you talking to motherfuckers who watch every fight. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Then you got a guy who's challenging the number one guy in boxing, in Oscar De La Hoya. How many fights was that into the 140 division? 147. How many fights was that he had in the 147 before he challenged Oscar?
Who you talking about, Crawford?
No, Floyd. Floyd challenged Oscar. You remember his first 147 division?
Yeah, Oscar was ducking the shit out of Floyd. Also, what's his name? Shane Mosley was ducking him. Talking about he had a toothache.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So Floyd you can't compare Bud to Floyd. He didn't have Bud he had the opponents, but he just didn't go out to get them. He didn't go out there chasing them. You know what I'm saying?
My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was just gonna say no. You're right. And look, I think two things can be true at the same time. You feel me? I do.
Who got that background noise? Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that me? I hope not. But
go ahead. I don't hear it now.
No, I was saying, I think two things can be true at the same time. You feel me? I think that Bud should have fought. I completely agree with you. I wanted to see Bud. Honestly, the only one I wanted to see for real was
Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman. That's the one I really, really wanted. I wanted to see him and Errol fight Keith Thurman, to be honest. But Keith is Keith. And you know what I'm saying? I think that WBO route had a lot to do with Manny Pacquiao at the time too. You feel me? Because I think he wanted that payday versus, you know what I'm saying?
He turned it down.
Who turned
that down? He ain't signed a contract.
No. I was talking about when he stepped up. Because Jeff Horn was fighting Manny Pacquiao for the belt, and he was supposed to fight Manny after he thought Manny was going to beat Jeff Horn, if I'm not mistaken. And Jeff Horn ended up winning that fight. But I think he was trying to take the money fight versus the tougher competition.
You do realize why Jeff Horn is in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, right? That's because Bud turned the fight down.
Yeah, Bomac told him not to sign a contract.
Bud was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao for that WBO
before Jeff Horn. I wasn't even tracking that.
That's not how many. That Manny Pacquiao fight didn't have nothing to do. Bud was calling out. Well, from his own mouth, he was calling out Manny Pacquiao since 2015 or 16.
Right.
So if you're calling out Manny Pacquiao since that, then that means he's calling out Manny Pacquiao when he has the WBO belt. So when he got into negotiations with them, whatever it is about the split.
I thought they
Manny
chose
signed
to go ahead.
Manny signed that contract. Bud turned it down. Bud said, "Nah,
I didn't hear that. I thought they didn't come to an agreement, and I thought that's why Jeff.
That's like y'all believe that Manny Pacquiao was, scared of that dude. Bob Errol out of his own mouth said that he didn't put Manny Pacquiao out of the ring because Manny Pacquiao is a southpaw killer. That's the reason why he didn't pit Manny Pacquiao. He said Bob Errol said he would have hurt Terence Crawford.
They took that footage down. They took that video down. The thing with people giving Bud credit for 140, people give credit Bud for what he did at 140. And the thing is, how many Hall of Famers have Bud beat? EJ didn't beat at least 4, maybe 5. And Bud only, he got like one person he fought that's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Sean Porter probably.
Yeah, I think Kell Brook might make it.
Yeah,
I think Kell Brook might make
but
it.
they both got the same amount of Hall of Fame fights.
And I was afterward though. That's after EJ beat him.
Wait a minute. Who else you think going to the Hall of Fame on Bud Crawford record? Who else you think?
No, just the two that
Gamboa, maybe Gamboa
and the Errol fall.
I don't think Gamboa going into the Hall of Fame.
Probably might go. You feel me?
I don't think so. It may be. I don't know.
If you say Sean and Keith Thurman, if you say Sean,
that's what I'm saying.
Then look when he beat them.
And Sean. That's what I'm saying.
Look when he beat them though. So that don't even.
No, I get that, but I'm saying they both fought him though. You see what I'm saying? So
EJ
it's like
last 5-6 fights been Hall of Famers. So that's why when
people say quick,
Bud got this 11 knockout streak, it don't matter.
Go ahead.
Real quick, I've been holding on to this one, man. Floyd fought Oscar at 154, by the way. He didn't fight him at 147.
54, that's right.
He fought him at 54.
Yeah, we know that.
And see the shit that Floyd did at 135, 147, it didn't go. It didn't matter when he went up to 154. It didn't matter what Floyd did. Yeah, it didn't matter what Floyd did at those other weight classes. He was bigger than the belts. You know what I'm saying? Not at that time until he beat Oscar De La Hoya, which was the dude that propelled him to superstardom, right? So what I'm telling these fans is they acting like it's something new. This is the way boxing has always been. You got to fight somebody, bro. You got to beat the best to become the best, and that's what Floyd did. And y'all just skipping over that. Y'all trying to use propaganda. Y'all trying to gaslight, by saying what he did before don't matter. Just because Floyd beat Castile at 135 don't mean, anything fighting Oscar De La Hoya at 154. Do you understand?
That's why I don't put that much. That's why I don't understand why people hype up Danny Garcia. All his major body of work was at 140.
Well, when he fought,
but even when you fight everybody, and it depends. See, when you fight everybody, and it depends, and it matters how you fight, how you it performs during the fight. That's why Danny Garcia gets so much respect. I don't know how y'all don't understand that. Danny Garcia, nobody blows out Danny Garcia in a fight, even when he loses. How you don't understand that? That's boxing. If you go in there, EJ blew him out because hold on, let me finish, bro. Let me finish. No, you don't. No, you don't, because Sean, he went in there and lost against a whole bunch of motherfuckers. But it's the way he fought as a warrior is why he gets the respect. It's the way he lost. He got a split decision with one of the best motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? EJ, right? So he went in there. He got close victory with Keith Thurman and
3 losses.
Don't cut me off, bro. My bad. God damn. I said Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia. So they're all closely, they're close in skills. That's why they all get respect, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why they all get respect. And if Terence Crawford would have joined that crowd, he would have been right there with it. Now all his fans got to put down everybody else who fought each other. You know what I'm saying? They got to put down them guys because he didn't even participate. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Don't put down them guys who fought each other. You know what I'm saying? Because you should have been up in that mix. That's your problem. You know what I'm saying? That you turned down those fights or that you didn't fight them. Now, nobody ain't saying he was scared, but it's just like he guided his career to where it was the least path of resistance. Yeah. So it's like that's his problem. We want to give him credit. You know what I'm saying? But look, bro, when shit got real, you know what I'm saying, you stayed on the outside. So y'all want to act like that's not a thing. Y'all want to look at his accolades at 140 and say, "Oh, y'all skipping past 140, bro. You at 147." So we want to see who you fighting at 147 as a great fighter, great as you are, and you didn't give us that. And now you got a problem with that, and you want to put down Danny Garcia. You want to put down the Warriors that put it on the line, that really went up against each other. See what I'm saying? So the accolades and shit don't matter. It's the quality of opponents. It's how you go in there and battle a motherfucker and seeing where your skills at. And we didn't get that with Crawford. That's the problem. Y'all trying to make it. Y'all trying to throw it off, moving the goalposts on other shit. Danny Garcia is a solid fighter. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? He went in there. He always got in his licks. You know what I'm saying? He was always a tough dude. You know what I'm saying? He always competed in very competitively in each loss that he had. And Sean Porter, it's the same thing. So we want to see that from Bud. You know what I'm saying? Seeing that he's supposed to be pound for pound number one, you know what I'm saying, at the 147 division, he's supposed to be pound for pound. I just thought that shit was ridiculous. I say, bro, you didn't fight none of them dudes. How you pound for pound number one? Because what you did at 140, that shit don't make no sense. I was like, bro, we want to see you get in there and do your thing. And, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but we'll never know when them just giving you the title. You know what I'm saying? We want to see you do that. We don't want to see Bud Face. Oh, y'all, he was undisputed at one point. Bro, you had a whole nother weight class now. You know what I'm saying? You got to start all over again and dominate that division. You didn't dominate 147. So, it's this cap. Now nobody hate Crawford or nothing like that. It's just we just want to see him, fight the top dudes. I don't understand how y'all think that's flawed thinking. I don't understand how y'all think Bud is a victim. He's not a victim, bro.
Man, that's just like if we all playing if all of us at the gym playing basketball right now, and the nigga walk up like, man, I'm better than all y'all. I just dropped 60 yesterday. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, come on, play with us. And he like, no, I dropped 60 yesterday. I'm better than all y'all. But you don't want to play today. You can't live your life off what you did yesterday, bro. You can't apply that to nowhere in life. What motherfuckers doing with Bud? Oh, he did this. What is he doing now? He fighting fucking David Avenesian. He fighting Igis Kanoskis, whatever the fuck his name is. He not fighting nobody. So you can't apply that pound for pound shit. What he did at 140, like Paul saying, it don't make sense, bro.
I mean, I like Crawford. I mean, I think he's highly skilled. I think I think his skills is just superior to a lot of fighters. I just want to see him against those dudes. You know what I'm saying? That was at the top of the division now, and we didn't get that, man. He just didn't guide his career in that direction, and I'm suspect on that. I'm very suspicious of why he didn't fight none of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? All the dudes he was saying that, you know what I'm saying, he wanted in the ring. They kept putting these narratives out that PBC fighters didn't want to fight him, but the negotiations never worked out. You know what I'm saying? But you know what worked out? David Avenesian worked out. You know what I'm saying? Green beans, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't mandatory. That worked out. You know what I'm saying? But anything against the PBC was hard to make. You know what I'm saying? It's like at 147, it's just he couldn't get in there with the dudes he's supposed to be beating. He didn't unify with the guys he should have unified. He held onto that one belt, and y'all don't want to acknowledge that. Y'all want to put it on the PBC. Everything's on the PBC.
That's absolute bullshit and incorrect crap. The way you lot are slandering Crawford is so funny. It's so funny. Errol Spence can't do no wrong. Errol Spence can't do no wrong. Can't do anything wrong, can he? Get the fuck out with this shit, man. Stop with this rubbish, man.
Talking to, man?
Hold on, I got it.
I'm talking to you guys.
I got it, man. This is an emotional ass nigga, man. Get your ass up out of here. It's like, nigga, what are you? You his baby mama or some shit? You got that goddamn Terence Crawford baby mama come up here. This nigga pregnant by goddamn Bud Crawford.
It's not.
Hey, y'all hear me?
It's like, I mean, is he related to Bud Crawford? I mean, shit, is he having his baby or some shit? It's like, get your ass up out of here.
They finna fight, bro. Just relax.
I mean, sometimes you got to read the temperature of the room, man. Everybody's talking respectfully. You come in talking like a, just like an ignorant bastard, man. You got to come in and respect people. We're older. We're not these young guys. You keep that stuff with those guys that you talk. However you talk with them, you talk to them that way. These are grown folks, man. You need to straighten up, bro. It doesn't fly like
that. Hey, can y'all hear me?
Bro came here mad as fuck.
Oh, did
I don't I don't understand how they get so damn upset when these are facts. Ain't nobody slandering him, bro. Get your delusional ass on somewhere. It's like you hear what we're saying, bro. It's like these are facts. We just wanted to see Crawford end up against the best. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Listen to understand, bro. Not to get offended, bro. You gotta listen to understand, bro. Y'all motherfuckers listen and try to get offended.
Well, it ain't really no good boxers out of fucking England anyway. He sound like he English and shit. Them bitches sorry over there as hell.
No, they want to. No, they want to see us. They want to see us. You see. You see how yesterday we had that great conversation. I mean, other than that one part where the guy decided to bring up all the personal stuff, like they want us at each other's necks and whatnot. No, this is a celebration, man. It's a great fight, and it's going to be settled in the ring. It's not going to be settled with all this
back
back
and forth. Why they always bring up his personal life, bro? Why they always do that?
Well. One thing's exciting about it. We don't know what Crawford is going to bring. Say how he's going to be able to step it up. Saying, and that's the exciting part because we know what EJ's going to do, but we don't know what Crawford's going to do. That's the exciting thing because he never had a 50-50 fight. Either he's going to overcome this, this fight, being the best 50-50 fight that he ever had, and that's what makes this fight exciting. So we know the backstory. We know that Crawford didn't fight the best. That's the question mark. It's not slandering Crawford. Slander Crawford be saying that he's a monkey. That would be like, that would be slandering Crawford, that he looked like a monkey. You know what I'm saying?
Crawford is like what they do to EJ. How they keep
calling him gay.
That's slander, yeah.
Calling him gay and all kind of shit like that.
Hey, Paul, what people don't realize is Bud's whole right now, what we're having right now was all because of Spence, because Spence's name was attached to Bud. So Bud could fight any bum and look good with a knockout because his name was attached to Spence. And then that's when everybody was like, oh, well, we want to see Spence and Crawford. If it wasn't, I guarantee you, if it wasn't no Spence at all, Crawford would not even be having a big fight that he is right now. I guarantee you.
Well, I don't even mind. I wouldn't have mind that if he would have went ahead and beat shit out of Keith Thurman, which I think he would have. I think he would have got Keith up out of there. But we'll never know, and that's why people are pissed at Crawford because of his skill level, because he got a unique skill set. People are pissed with Crawford because he cheated us out of a golden era. He could have been. I mean, imagine this, fellas. If Bud Crawford would have fought Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and Ugas and beat all their ass, bro. Oh man, bro, and then man, this fight would be if he would. He didn't even have to fight all of them. He could have just beat Keith Thurman and Sean Porter or Kell Brook. He could have fought any of those dudes and beat their ass, and we wouldn't even be talking like this about Crawford. We'd be like, man, that dude is serious. We'd be like, bro. Yeah, at least one. So like I said, he ain't got to fight everybody.
Yeah.
And and they trying to change the way we look at boxing. It's like we supposed to go by what they did in the past. Like I said, what Floyd did at 135 didn't matter when he moved up to 147. All that mattered was the quality of opponents that he was fighting. And so when he fought,
my bad, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, same when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, when he went up to 154. When he fought Manny Pacquiao, all that shit he did before. A lot of people don't know what belts Mayweather had. They just know that, he was one of the best because of his skill set and who he fought. He fought Cotto. When he fought Cotto, he was just fighting some top champions, bro. We can't say that about Bud. And I don't understand why they don't get that through their head. Why is it such a personal connection to an underachieving guy? You know what I'm saying? And that's not slander. He didn't fight the dudes, bro. What y'all don't understand about that? People would be on. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, as a Bud fan, I try to be rational here. Like I said, two things I believe can be true at the same time. You feel me? I feel like Bud did not fight. Okay, well, he fought Keith Thurman, he fought Kell Brook, but he didn't fight them at the best times, like when Errol Spence fought him. You feel me? I feel like, what I'm saying, he fought the better Sean Porter, obviously. Keith Thurman, that's whatever. I don't really care. I mean,
Sean Porter.
Yeah, I feel like Errol fought the better Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? He did fight Danny. You know what I'm saying? He fought Kell. They both fought Kell and Sean. and and he fought Ugas. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like Errol has the better resume at 147. He's fought the better competition at 147. I don't, and like you just said, I would have wanted to see them fights. You feel me? I would have wanted to see Danny. I would have wanted to see Keith Thurman. But at the same time, I can say that as a Bud fan, I can say, yes, that is true. He did fight the better competition. But I can also say, yeah, I still don't think he's going to beat Bud. You see what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Like I can agree to both. You know what I'm saying? Because you can still look at what I'm saying.
No problem with that.
That's cool. Right, yeah, no, I ain't never, that's no delusion or fantasy on my part.
But you the only one who think like that, it seemed like, though, man. Like, if Crawford would have came up like Usyk, bro, when Usyk came up, he came up and got a fill-out fight, and he went to another promotional company and fought the best. He fought AJ. So
right.
I understand why
I was mad with Crawford when he didn't leave Top Rank. You feel me? When he was supposed to. When was that? 2017, 2018, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, what's up, what's up, Ken? Can y'all hear me?
What's going on, KP?
Somebody got something in the background.
Yeah, somebody got their radio playing. Go ahead, guys.
What's going on, Young Billionaire? Hey, y'all subscribe to Young Billionaire Boxing TV, man. You got the interviews, man. He's one of the real ones in the game. What's going on? I see you out there, Billionaire. So really, man, I mean, they come here and they be on some emotional shit, but they can't disprove what I'm saying. All I'm talking about is facts, what happened with this man's career. We're not talking about him getting shot in the head. We're not talking about none of that shit. We're not talking about his personal life. What we're talking about is how he moved. Somebody mute yourself. You got background on. So all we're talking about is how he moved in the game, and y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all want to just go by. Y'all just want to go about his anything that supports who he is as a boxer, his accolades. And like I said, it don't matter what you did before when you're in a new division. Context matters in this case. But that it also makes the fight exciting because it is a step up fight for Bud. Even though y'all want to just give it to him on the things and the feats that he's done in the past. You can't go by that. We can't go by what Errol Spence Jr. did to Kell Brook. We can't go by what Errol Spence Jr. did to Sean Porter. We can't go by. The triangle theory does not work. You know what I'm saying? When you fighting fighters with different styles is what I'm saying. So stop all that slandering Bud. Nobody is slandering Bud, bro. So we just y'all know how he moved. Y'all know what the criticism of. Y'all know all the narratives that we're talking about. So if we're telling lies, you're just emotional dudes, you know what I'm saying, that really support Crawford. I understand that you ride for your boy, and boxing is a passionate sport. But don't come over here talking about somebody lying on him, bro. That's just not the case. We are fans of Bud Crawford too. You know what I'm saying? We fans of him too. He just didn't move in the way we think a pound for pound fighter should move.
One of y'all should still got that background.
I would say it like this. Most of us are fans of the sport of boxing, and most of them are just fans of one man.
Right.
And that's the problem. See, when you're a fan of just one man, your fandom takes you places that it shouldn't take you, because sooner or later he's gonna stop fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Right.
So then there's gonna be another fighter. So if you're a fan of the sport, you want to see those guys mixing in. See, we was cheated out of a lot of fights that we should have got because he knew what the writing on the wall was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like you're watching right now. Like, can't nobody say with a straight face that, oh yeah, I want to fight Tank. I want to fight Tank. Well, if you want to fight Tank, you got to come to Tank terms because he the guy that's gonna get you the most money. You'll have no choice. You don't just get to scream that and then be like, yeah, I really want to fight him. Well, guess what? You're gonna have to prove you want to fight him because otherwise you're not gonna get paid. That's like Evander Holyfield complaining about something when he was about to fight Tyson. What did he do? He went and did what he had to do to get the Tyson fight.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree with that.
Irrational and delusional people that think nothing matters. Your fighter just supposed to jump out the roof and give up all the leverage that he gained by becoming a star and he just supposed to give it to another guy. Don't work like that in real life. If you're gonna do that, I want you to give your check to somebody that didn't work for it. I want you to do that in your personal life.
Yeah, I agree with that. What's going on, Up?
What's up, man? You still ain't texting me yet. I've been waiting on that text for almost a month now.
Man, bro, I've been goddamn working. I've been on my shit, bro. I've been really grinding out here. So, y'all it's a lot of people I haven't hit back. You know what I'm saying? That, just been working. They've been sending me on loads after load after load, bro.
You know, I told you I got
Christ.
the new phone. I ain't got your number now.
You said, oh, you don't have my number?
Bro, I told you that the last time I was here, bro. I told you need to text
Okay,
me.
I said, can I send my number on your old phone or whatever?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I got the same number. That's why I was saying
okay.
That day.
Okay, yeah, I've been running the Outland like a nigga with gasoline draws on, bro. I've been for real.
Salute everybody. Pool don't let me know when he on now.
No, I just I don't know when I'm going on. Shit,
he don't know when if he running lows, bro. He don't know when he gonna be done. So
yeah,
I don't know. I hit the truck too, Pool. So I know what you're talking about. That.
Yeah, I don't even know when I'm going on. If my old lady want to do something, I got to check see what she want to do. Cause I be on this shit all the time. I got to pay attention.
Oh yeah,
Errol is dropping videos like Master P, like Master P albums and whatnot right now.
Yeah, because all the shit's happening right now. Y'all know how it is when the content come out. You be trying to get to it, and you ain't got time. Go ahead though. What you got on all this here, bro? I know you've been on your boy Jeffrey Anderson, and I think I dropped a little line on one of your videos about it.
About which one? About Jared
Jared, yeah, cause I know you big on Jared Anderson and stuff.
Jared Anderson, bro, like he just got a few things that he got to work on right now because he fought a good B class fighter. Charles Martin is nobody's slouch. That man's a good fighter. He's only got 3 losses. That man was he was 29-3 with 26 knockouts. The man has knockout power. He's only lost to world class fighters. And that was a great step up fight for Jared Anderson right there. But like we be telling Jared Anderson, you can't live off of your athleticism. He likes to pull straight back. And he seen that when he did that, he got caught and he got hit. But when he got caught and hit, he showed me something. He showed me that he got that dog in him and that he was able to perform like a champion, get his head clear, and get back in the fight. But Jared Anderson, he's not trying to fight that long. He's trying to fight till he's about 27, so he's got to get the big fights. But
now, he better wait, bro.
Now, like I don't think he can beat Big Shot right now. I mean, Big Bang Zane. Big Bang Zane might be in trouble for him. Now I think he can beat a Dillian White and somebody like that, but Herkovich would be a good fight for him. I think him and Herkovich would be a good step-up fight because Herkovich, he lost to Zane, and I think he can beat Herkovich. Herkovich got that European style. He got some power, but I think Jared Anderson, his skills and his fortitude can outlast that man right there.
Well, what did you think about that fight last night? Keyshawn Davis and all that?
Man, that was the biggest fucking robbery. And I called it last night when they robbed Bonet.
Oh, he talking about the wrong fight.
No, I'm talking about the Maxie Hughes fight, right?
Oh, no. I thought Poole said Keyshawn Davis.
He was talking about the fights.
Poole
I'm
did say
telling you about the card. Like
when
my subscription Top Rank goes out, I'm not resubscribing to Top Rank because I'm gonna get that Stephen Fulton fight Tuesday morning, and then I'm done because I can't sit there and watch that because I had money on Maxie Hughes upset Kambosos because Kambosos, he has no defense for a southpaw. If you move to his left, your right, he's out of position. He can't position his body where he could throw punches. That's how Devin was able to beat him with one hand. And that man got beat clearly. 10 rounds to 2, 9-3. The man was getting schooled. And for them to sit there and in our face, not giving a damn what we think, sit there and give that man that victory, that shows that Stephen Fulton has something to worry about when it comes to Japan. Because I think Top Rank is on that promotion banner too. And if they can sit there and blatantly rob Maxie Hughes for his IBO title, and that was the IBO championship he lost. George Kambosos won that man's IBO title last night. That shows me that they willing to do anything if it comes to the money. And Naoya Inoue, he's media's darling. He's the pound for pound number one.
Yep.
He's the reason that they got not to put a black man at the top. So they're going to try to keep him there as long as possible. And they're not going to let Stephen Fulton come take it from him. And he's stacking his damn gloves, his damn tape like a cast. Like I used to box.
They talking about that shit ain't cheating. They talking about that shit ain't cheating. It's legal or some shit.
No, that's not legal. It's like Margarito's hand wraps. Man,
that's the same thing that Hopkins called Trinidad doing, bro. It's the same shit.
Look,
so they know it ain't right.
But
they know
I
it ain't
wanted
right.
I wanted to say something real quick. I wanted to say something. Can y'all hear me? I wanted to say something.
Can I finish my point?
Yeah, I got you.
He asked me to fight.
I got you.
Get done with it. But stacking the gloves, I used to box. That is like putting a cast over your hand, and it gives you extra weight and extra power when you punch. But the Keyshawn Davis fight, I felt like he struggled too much with a D-class fighter. Like that dude should have been out in 4, maybe 5 rounds. That man buckled Keyshawn. He caught Keyshawn with something and buckled him. And
that left to the damn body. Pow.
Yeah, he caught Keyshawn when he throws his punches. You can come over top because he likes to drop his left. He's a sucker for a left hook. He's a sucker for a left hook because he keeps dropping his hands. And if you come over top of that, you can score him every time. And he talks all that junk about all these other fighters. He needs to get back in the ring. And he's not ready for Andy Cruz. And Andy Cruz just started in the pros right now. And he needs to stop calling Frank and them. He needs to step up his competition. They talk about he's on a fast track. He's on a fast track to fighting people with a lot of boxing matches that ain't worth shit. People that's been built just like he is, really. But Top Rank got the best matchmakers in the business, so you know how that is.
Yes, sir.
Hey, can I get something here real quick? Go
ahead, bro.
It's probably off topic, a little off track, but I was watching Errol hitting the heavy bag. And you pause at the 314 mark, he like it's a face on the heavy bag that he hidden. So I just thought that would be some good content for you and
Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Really, you can't tell much, you know what I'm saying, from the media workout because these guys they're fine tuning themselves for next week. They can't risk no injuries. So you're not gonna be able to tell a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? But EJ, he was pretty much. If you see his old media workouts, he's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more. So here he was just kind of taking it easy, trying not to get injured. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to make it to the fight. Right now. So, but the way he looked, the way EJ looked, that nutritionist and doing everything he got to do. You know what I'm saying, with the flexibility coaches and shit like that. That dude looks awesome, man.
I'm gonna tell you
awesome.
one thing you can take away from it though.
Mm-hmm.
Errol looks fluid. He about 8 pounds off of weight. Bud's still cutting weight. And see, Bud, all this money he getting for this fight, as big as this fight is, there's no way he's supposed to be cutting weight this close to the fight. That's why he was getting a sweat. Bud's still off by about 15 pounds. That's why he had.
I feel like he's in a hard camp.
Yeah, Bud's sitting there still trying to cut weight right now, man. And that's crazy.
Because he like doing new shit.
He's supposed to be the smaller guy. He's supposed to be the smaller guy.
He got a lot of muscle on him, muscle heavier than fat. He got a lot of muscle. If you look at his shoulders. But he was cutting weight. That's why that was his second workout of that day. That man is trying to get a sweat up. That's why you ain't see him drinking much either. He's going about it the wrong way. He should have got a nutritionist. Bomac is his nutritionist. That's crazy. He is. He's a cook and a nutritionist.
That motherfucker gonna be fat as fuck up in there and shit. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker gonna get charged $200,000 per pound overweight. Goddamn it!
He got all the good snacks to eat. That's crazy.
That motherfucker got that money now. That motherfucker get paid. Goddamn it! He's eating them cheeses.
You want to get this snack? You want to get this snack? My son
just see, that's what I'm saying though. You can't let your friends do everything. Sometimes you gotta hire people to do jobs. When you get older, your body's not the same. LeBron James.
Who that white girl? That white girl that was in the ring with him.
Yeah,
it was some white woman.
That's his publicist.
Oh, okay.
That
If you notice, that's the one that talked to EJ that one time. She was at that one of EJ's fights that time. But Bud, he should have bought a nutritionist. Bomac, I know that's your friend, the family, and everything, but this fight too big to leave that in a friend's hand. You need professional help, bro. Like I wouldn't
Yes.
ask my homeboy to change my car, my damn engine in my car if he ain't never worked on a damn car.
Yeah, I think Bud's on. He says he's not going to do anything different. You think Bud's doing anything different for this fight?
I think he is. I think he's done put up a lot more weight, and they've been practicing on this little hook and stuff. I see this 3-punch combo they keep trying, but Bud, he thinks he can stand in front of Spence, and when he hits Spence, and he's going to hit Spence, in one of them exchanges, Bud's going to get off and catch Spence. Now, depending on how that punch go and how EJ take it, we can have Leonard versus Duran 1, or we can have Hagler and Hearns. If Errol gets hit and he steps back a little bit and Bud gets his attention, it'll be Duran versus Leonard. And he's still gonna beat on him, but it's gonna be like Duran versus Leonard. But if he hits Errol clean and Errol eats it, then it's gonna be Hagler versus Hearns. Earl's gonna get that demonic smile and he's gonna eat that man alive.
Yeah, I can't wait till each one of them hit each other with a good shot and see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said that's what's gonna define the fight right there. And Bud, we're gonna really see what type of fortitude Bud has after he's done hit Errol with everything and it doesn't do nothing. Because Bud lives off his athleticism. Bud takes shortcuts. Bud takes rounds off. He can't do that with Errol. He always depends on his athleticism to bail him out. He like, yeah, I can take these rounds out and then I can catch somebody. But what do you do when you catch somebody and that somebody you catch eats it? Then you got to dig in yourself and see what you really got.
Yep. And see, you know, I don't know why the Bud fans are delusional. They act like they don't see how EJ fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even EJ in this interview. Did you see the interview he just did with Van Lathan? Did you see that? Up.
No, I'm gonna watch it later.
Now I feel let me give you a little bit because EJ kind of breaks it down how he sees how he's gonna beat Crawford. I'm gonna go back a little bit so you can hear what he's saying.
Dude.
Is he light skinned? I don't know. The guy kind of faggoty, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch it at first. You feel me?
Yeah.
I started watching it and I heard the dude talking.
Let me go back a little bit.
That's crazy as hell.
Because I feel like you look at the greats like Floyd Mayweather, a lot of these guys, they always was focused on their opponent. Doesn't matter. The guys who lose focus even for a split second, you know, that can cost you. That costs you in the fight. So for me, it's just stay focused, listen to my coach's game plan.
Let me see. I gotta go back a little bit. Yeah, there it is.
Downtown.
I think it's gonna be a number of ways I'm gonna beat him. I think pressure definitely. Boxing definitely beating them. Just fundamentals, using my jab. But the key is to me is just being just focused 100%. You know, not having any lags in the fight because I feel like you look at the greats like Floyd Mayweather, a lot of these guys, they always was focused on their opponent. Doesn't matter. The guys who lose focus even for a split second, you know, that can cost you. That costs you in the fight. So for me, it's just stay focused, listen to my coach's game plan, and basically just breaking them down mentally, physically, and winning the fight and dominating fast.
Exactly.
So that's true. You're gonna take him.
So you see how he's not trying to give away too much strategy, but basically, you know what I'm saying, I don't think you're gonna see a lot of difference. You know, you don't want to change nothing, you know what I'm saying, when you know what I'm saying, you used to fight in a certain way and you have, you know, so you're getting good results. I don't think we're gonna see, I think we're gonna see more of a technical fight until the fight breaks out. Then I think it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be an all-out war. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where EJ, that's when he does his best. You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
I think Errol already said what he's gonna do. And you know, I talked to DJ about it too, but I can't let too much out. But Errol's about to bomb. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
because you know I ain't been on Pool County in a minute. It's a little exclusive right here. What they gonna do? They coming in at the drown Terence Crawford. All right. Terence Crawford in all his fights, he controls the pace. He throws between 30 to 40 punches around. And you know, he doesn't do much movement now since he's been at 147, since he done picked up his weight and then got older. He's flat-footed. He's standing there. He likes to counterpunch. What they plan on doing is coming through, pressing the pace. From the word, as soon as the bell go off, Earl's going to come out there and he's going to start hitting Bud. He's going to tag him. And Errol, one thing about Errol, when he hits you, each shot don't be loading up. He wants to keep touching you. That way you have to keep reacting because each time he hits you, you don't know if he's going to hit you soft or if he hits you hard or if he loading up. So you got to expect a load up shot each time. So that's going to work with your mental. That's going to get you mentally fatigued. Then he's going to go to that body, which is going to take away Terence Crawford's stamina. Earl's going to throw off at least 100 punches around, which is going to make Terence Crawford have to fight with Errol to keep up or get battered. So Terence Crawford is going to be throwing out more punches than he normally thrown in a round. Then you got Terence Crawford who's getting older. And when them body punches start landing, he's going to have to back up. So Terence Crawford is going to be moving away while Errol is fighting. He's going to be trying to fight back with Errol. And see, Terence Crawford done put on some muscles. So the muscles are going to take away a lot of his stamina. And about around 3 or 4 rounds, Terence Crawford is going to be gassed out because he ain't used to moving as much. He ain't used to throwing as many punches. He's taking body work. The man, his stamina is going to be depleted. And they're going to keep pressing the gas, pressing the gas. It's like when you out there in the ocean and you start swimming. And then your arm get tired and you get brought under by the riptide. That's the way they're going to go out there and do Terence Crawford. They're going to drown him.
But, you know, I kind of figured that's what it was because of his work rate, because now you hear Sean Porter coming out talking about the work rate. That's something that he's worried about. That's something that all the experts are worried about is the work rate of Errol Spence Jr. I think that's going to be a big problem for him. How about you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let me get this super chat. Ramen Emily Jones, thank you for that $2 super chat, my brother. He says, salute upper echelon. Boom, boom, boom.
Salute Ramon and Emily.
It's one of the 300, you know what I'm saying? Has always been in this space. Let's see. So, but that's let's go back in and see, because this was an excellent interview that this guy had. This is one of the best interviews I've seen. You know, dude was
Pound Town is what you're trying to say. It's okay to say it, Errol. Talk your shit.
Oh, I'm gonna play punishment. Everybody seeing the way I fight and see what I do, so they know like if he can't hold up physically and mentally to how I fight, you know, it's gonna be an ugly night for him. It's gonna be an ugly night for him regardless. Even if he can hold up, it's gonna be an ugly night for him regardless.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like what Up saying. They're gonna try to drown him. You know what I'm saying? He said even if he do hold up, it's gonna be an ugly night. You know what I'm saying? That means he's gonna step to Bud immediately and try to get his ass.
He's been sparring 16 to 24 rounds, Pool.
Wow. That's crazy.
In his last 4 rounds, each sparring count, his last 4 rounds is Jamil Charlo, full speed. While Earl's done sparring with he got 4 and 5 sparring partners. He switches them out. He switches the 4 and 5 sparring partners out. Each 4 or 5 rounds, right? And when he gets to the last sparring partner, it's Jamil Charlo. And they go full speed for 4 rounds.
Wow, man, that's crazy as hell.
They said to stimulate the championship rounds. So when Errol gets to the championship rounds, he'll have to push it.
A lot of y'all don't know that upper echelon. You know what I'm saying? He always co-hosts my show. You know, he's been trying to get his platform up because, you know, he haven't had time to like really, you know, get into it. But, you know, he always co-hosts my show. So for y'all who don't know upper echelon, I know most of y'all guys know. So, you know, when y'all hear him go, you know what I'm saying, that's my co-host. And, you know, he gets the long, you know what I'm saying, soliloquy, let's say, you know what I'm saying, because he really knows his shit. You know what I'm saying? But he's always been here from the beginning. So that's why, that's who he is. If y'all want to check out Upper Echelon, you know what I'm saying, go and subscribe to the Upper Echelon. I mean, some of his shit is legendary on this internet. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to boxing, you know what I'm saying? You just got to watch one of his videos. It's very entertaining. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Sweet Science? Oh, go ahead, bro.
It was online, Pool. That's why I got off. I said, damn, that go Pool ass.
Yeah, like I said, I don't be knowing, man. Sometimes I be tired as hell, bro. I have to go right back out when I come back in. So I just be scrambling, bro. Sometimes out here, cause I don't know when they gonna call me.
My nurse keep me with this damn good medicine in my system, boy. So that should be putting my ass down sometimes, man.
Yeah, you remember we used to do those live streams and you went to sleep. Had Charles Young up in here snoring and you snoring at the same time.
And I wake right back up on top.
And just be talking like a motherfucker. Okay, well, I think about Errol Spence Jr. You just wake up out and just start talking and shit. Let's see. What's going on, Sweet Science? Oh, we got Jay in the building too. What's going on, 2 Cent Boxing?
Yeah, man, I'm an avid listener of both of you guys, man. You can just get lost in conversation or even just listening, So yeah, always good conversation and good work out here.
Mm-hmm. PGH Big Dog, I see you out there. What's good, King? Andrew Smith, what's happening? Y'all subscribe to 2 Cent Boxing. You know what I'm saying? She be on this boxing talk too. You know what I'm saying? She is really good. What's going on? Say what now?
Tell her to drop a link so I can subscribe to her.
Yeah, drop your link, 2 Cent, Jay.
That's what's crazy, man. We less than a week away for this fight, and we didn't, when we were so excited about it a few years back, and we thought we were gonna.
Background. Somebody got some bad background. Everybody
kids going crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody mute yourself and let my man talk. Go ahead, Sweet Science.
Yeah, I'm here on the JLB too. Them kids was getting wild in there, but
that's his.
But yeah, man, with the kids, yeah, I had to step outside. Yeah, man, we less than a week away from this thing, man. When we were figuring we wasn't gonna get it for a while, and then you know what I'm saying, Errol Spence just standing on his laurels, man, and really committing to getting this fight in for us. So I'm really excited, man. Less than a week, bro. Damn, did I go out? Are we still in?
Oh, wait. Yeah, you just stopped.
Oh, okay. It got real silent. I was like, yeah, man. But I think it's gonna be a long night for Crawford, regardless. I don't think he's faced the pressure that he's gonna be facing here coming up, man. It has nothing to do with his skill set or lack thereof. It's just more so. I mean, EJ is so determined by way of him. Even sticking to it, like I was saying earlier, sticking to it and making this fight. He's so determined to show that he is the best fighter in the world. To make that claim, he's not one of them guys that's just like, oh, I'm the face of boxing, I'm number one. You know what I'm saying? But for him to say it and following this, man, he's really saying something that he's gonna come out and show.
All right, I subscribe to you, 2 Cents. Salute to PB Big Dog and my boy Bowler Shalom Kings.
Y'all feel like Bud gonna come out fast?
I don't think if he do, he ain't gonna be able to keep that pace though, bro. That's the thing. Like people are creatures of habit. You feel what I'm saying? And that like I said, going against Errol, you ain't gonna be able to keep the same pace that you normally keep because each body shot is going to take away your stamina, man. Like that's why they say go. If you fight against a fast fighter or a fighter like the box on his toes, what they tell you to do? They say go to his body, right?
Yeah.
Then every time you hit a person in the body, you sapping his strength, you sapping his stamina. So Errol is the best body snatcher up out there. So Errol go to work from that man's body, and he's not used to throwing them many punches. And he's gonna have to start moving. He ain't moved in 5 fights. He's getting older. Them legs are old. They got more weight on them. He's not the 135 and 140 Bud. He's 147. That extra weight does matter. Like, pounds do matter. If you remember Floyd when he got older, Floyd didn't dance around no more. Floyd stayed right there in the pocket and just pop shot at you and boxed you. That's the way he beat Canelo. But like Floyd says, sometimes you just got to fight. And Bud's not going to be able to fight with Errol. Floyd couldn't fight with Errol. And that was his third fight. And he beat Floyd. They had to get him up out the gym.
What'd you say, Jay?
I think Terrence's game plan is to knock out Errol Spence. I think he knows he's not going to make it 12. Everybody else knows he's probably not going to make it 12.
You got to turn it up, Jay. Yeah, I think you're kind of low. Turn your volume up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, clear, loud and clear. That's cool.
Yeah, I was saying, I think Bud knows the Spence's work rate, and the volume of punches that he throw and the pressure. I don't think he plans on making it all 12. I think he's gonna come in there and try to knock him out. I mean, he's put on all that muscle. He's added all that extra weight to himself, and he hasn't had the time to condition with all of that muscle because he put the muscle on so quickly.
Facts.
So I don't think he plans on trying to stay in there and box and do all that. I think he's gonna go in there and fight Errol.
And I said that a long time ago. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad, bro. Go ahead. I said, well, that's why I said it was gonna be a firefight, because Bud can't hope to last the battle of attrition with Errol. And you see, ain't nobody talking about Bud winning on the scorecards. Like they say, the only way Bud's gonna win is from a knockout. So that's what I thought. I said the only way he's gonna have a chance is to try to knock Errol out. How impossible that might sound, that's what he's going for. If you notice when they boxing, he has this little hook that he's trying to do that they keep working on. He keeps coming forward. If y'all notice in his training, he kept coming forward with it. He's not doing no backing up. He's trying to get this payday. He's trying to get this payday and make it a short night, one way or the other. Either it's short his way or short Errol way.
Did y'all see those inside blocks and moves he was doing on the inside and pivoting, you know what I'm saying, around like he did with Jose Benavidez when he was doing the pads in the center of the ring? Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
So you know, so it might be a lot to what you said up that he might be trying to fight on the inside because he knows that, like you said, them old legs is just it's gonna work against him if he have to try to dodge EJ all night. If you're gonna try to, like, you know what I'm saying, fight off his back foot. So, and you know, that's kind of like, you know, since suicide when you fight against EJ on your back foot all night, that's just gonna tire you out. So, like you said, he's probably planning on strategically being on the inside and just out punching, using his hand speed and combination ability on the inside to beat EJ at certain points in the fight. Then he's going to clinch. You know, he's got an extra bulk to try to clinch EJ, you know, saying in a strategical way, not to like really hold him, just to hold him enough to keep him from working so he could pivot and stuff.
Hearing you say that, Paul, you think he's slick enough defensively to dodge EJ on the inside enough to get his shots out?
Absolutely not. He's not defensively responsible enough for that, and he throws those wild looping punches.
You know what I'm saying? He's so wide open to be inside.
He's going to clinch with Errol and try to punch him off the break. Like, he's going to try to catch him. He's going to try to hold him and catch him off the break. Like, you know how sometimes, you know, they get themselves loose? So he's going to try to hold Errol and then try to catch him. See, he's trying to go for brute strength. He know he can't last the distance. His stamina won't last. He know that. He old. And he know Earl's going to work his body. And he knows he's going to drown if he goes to a far fight. So Bud know his only way is for the knockout.
Also, I noticed that Bud put all that muscle in pop. His legs are small. So he's disproportionate. And your legs is what you're going to need to be able to keep you up. Your legs and your stamina. And you just got rid of both of those.
That's going to keep you up if you get punched with a good punch.
That's why it's going to be like Hagler Hearns. It's just going to be a firefight for as long as it lasts.
But is it healthy? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
No, is it healthy to cut muscle this close to the fight? You know what I'm saying? If you are solid and you got, you know, no fat percentage, you know, a low fat percentage on your body, you know what I'm saying, you got to cut muscle. We all seen You say it's water.
Yeah, you know your body's 80% water.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I mean, he is muscled up. I mean, I don't see a lot of fat
I know
on
it's
But
not,
but
but he
muscle
still
weighs
he
more than fat,
yeah,
so
muscle weighs more than fat.
he
That's
still
why
could
he's
not
still
be on
cutting.
weight because he got too much muscle, and it's harder to cut muscle than it is to cut fat.
Yeah, so when he
And
cut, he
y'all
gonna be
gotta
real
remember that you
dehydrated.
talking about he don't feel
When
like
he gets
training
off
and
that
shit.
scale, when Bud gets off that scale, he will immediately hit that bottle of water because they're gonna get his water percent down about 30%. His body gonna be dehydrated. He's gonna need to fill up soon as he get off that scale. They're gonna take him straight from the as soon as they get that weight, they go straight to the scale. As soon as they get their ideal weight, they go straight to the scale.
Just like
That's
I
how they
noticed,
do it.
just like I noticed when Earl was doing his media workout, he was drinking water. He was quenching his thirst.
Because his nutritionist has it where
Exactly,
if you drink more water and you lower the sodium in your water and you add potassium, your body will release more
exactly,
water.
exactly.
Y'all
So
feel like
Spence
it has
not
to do with
dehydrating
age
himself.
or
He's
he
gonna
like
have
doing
more
something
energy
new?
on fight night.
Earl's gonna be big and full. Earl, they just had a burger 2 days ago. Like
Yeah,
they so
that's what it's.
close on
Yeah,
weight right now. They just had a burger. And I know Terence Crawford would love to have a burger. That's why you seen Terence Crawford in that workout. You see he wasn't drinking water. He was getting a big ass sweat and he kept sweating because he's trying to get all that water out of him so he can make
He
that
trying to
weight.
get that shit off him.
He
And
putting
he
fast
already
muscle.
he's doing that a week before the fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say he should have had a nutritionist. You
And I
shouldn't be
don't know
doing
why
that this close.
can somebody answer this? Why, as extensive and as scientific as boxing is, why do boxers not have nutritionists? I don't understand that.
They cheap. A nutritionist, Earl's spending about like $2 million on that nutritionist.
But you can get a nutritionist that ain't 2 million.
Yeah,
yeah, but
but
how good they're gonna be though? You
exactly.
know what I'm
Because the
saying?
nutritionist got to
You
live with you
know,
and everything.
you saw Kell Brooks spend money on a damn Instagram coach. You see what I'm saying? So you pay for what you get for it. Those are the results. The results where he got knocked out in 4 rounds. You see what I'm saying? So you got to pay for, you know what I'm saying, to get the ultimate benefits and the knowledge that you need. But my point I was trying to make was, are we going to see like Roy Jones cut all that muscle? You know, even though, you know, Crawford may not be cutting as much as Roy did, muscle, because he went from 190 something down back to a super middleweight to
He
fight
went to
Tarver, right?
205. He went from
I
205 to
thought he was I thought he was
175.
like 190. I thought he was like 195. But either way, he cut a lot of weight. You know, it's a lot of muscle. You know, what I'm saying, down to fight Tarver. I'm wondering, are we going to get? You know, what I'm saying, are we going to see the same effects? You know, what I'm saying, in Terence Crawford. You know, what I'm saying, cutting muscle. You know, what I'm saying, because you know, going up and down when you're 35, we seen what happens when you're in your mid 30s and you cut muscle like that. Are we going to see, like, you know, saying, him kind of like have a Roy, you know, kind of like a Roy Jones kind of like performance where he's flat by Bud Crawford? You know, y'all know what I'm saying?
I can
Yeah, I
see him
don't think
being a
so,
flat,
Cole,
but I
because
don't think he's not
I
cutting
think
that
when he
much.
rehydrates, he'll be good. But he's not really cutting the muscle. Like that's what I was saying. He's trying to cut that water from 80% like 30%. He's gonna be starving his body from water. That's why as
Hmm.
soon as he gets that weight, he's gonna have to rehydrate immediately. You're gonna see him drinking like hell as soon as he get off that scale. Because he's starving his body of water. And you know, water's heavy too. Like water's heavy too. Your body's 80% water. So that's half of your weight right there, really. Because your water, it inflates your muscles, it inflates the fat. Like water's through all your body. You got water in your fat, you got water in your muscles. Water's in everything. What he's doing, he's starving his muscles and his body of water. So he's getting all that water. That's why Shakur said I sat in the hot tub for an hour and I couldn't even get a sweat. Like once you can't get no more water out, that's it.
You know,
Had
it's
y'all
kind of
noticed?
interesting. Go ahead, bro. Hmm.
No, I was just gonna say, had you guys noticed that with Crawford though, he good from the shoulders, like with his punch. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard a person like, you know what I'm saying? He from the shoulder. Errol Spence is from the, like, you know what I'm saying, put his body into it and, you know, delivers punches. But Crawford is just good from the shoulders.
Well,
But I don't
I
think he'll
heard
be enough.
I heard I heard Virgil Hunter say that Bud was built from the legs up. You know what I'm saying? You know, when he gave his assessment with the bread man and all that. And I thought it was interesting how they were saying like Bud legs were, you know, saying he was strong because the way he get the power on his punches, stepping back you know what I'm saying, releasing the short uppercut or the rear uppercut. You know what I'm saying he get, you know, that's shocking power
Bud
right
does
there.
use
So,
his legs and punches, bro.
say that again.
I was telling the other dude, Bud does uses his legs and punching though. He does that.
Mm-hmm.
All boxers
On
do,
the fly, like how
especially
he
the old
turns and those things, he got that much torque.
Yeah, he got some torque with him, but it's not that much. I mean, like it's not. He doesn't have as much torque as EJ. And see, people got to realize y'all only seeing half of EJ's power because he's cutting down to 147. Now, if he's at 154, 160, you'll see a lot stronger EJ, a lot harder punching. And that's what they're getting in the sparring camp because EJ's not 147 in the sparring camp. He's like 165, 170, and he's hitting them guys the way he's hitting them. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen to more of the interview. Let's get that in. Let's see.
I watch you fight. I've seen every round you've ever fought, should I say. And it's times in the fight where I go, man, Errol is enjoying this. Like you come across like a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a
but I gotta be real, bro. You really like beating niggas up, bro. You like punching the shit out of people. When did that happen?
What'd you say up?
If you watch any of my videos, I've already broke that down. Errol is like, he's just like me. He a sociopath. He enjoys breaking people. He don't want to flash knock you out. Errol has the same type of power as Gervonta Davis and Deontay Wilder, but he chooses to throw his punches different from them. They hit people with shots they don't see coming and short circuit them. Errol wants you to see every shot coming. He wants you to brace for him, and he wants to beat you until you can't fight no more. That's what Errol likes to do. He said he likes beating people up. That's how you take a man's soul and you take their boxing career. A flash knockdown, you can recover from that. But from getting beat for 12 rounds or getting beat on until you get stopped, that takes a lot out of a boxer.
That shit
hope
is
he get knocked out. Because 12 rounds of that, he probably not gonna fight again.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be no rematch. It ain't gonna be no rematch.
Happened in your life that you realized being in there and competing somebody and taking something from them is something that you enjoy?
It probably happened when I used to spar before I even fought, and I just got an enjoyment. That sounds kind of sadistic, but
nah, I know you like it. Go ahead,
yeah. I just got a kind of enjoyment, just putting somebody, beating somebody, breaking somebody's wheel. I get enjoyment of breaking somebody's wheel. Like when you break another man's wheel, especially grown man, you break his wheel. That says a lot. Another grown man, you breaking his wheel with your bare hands. I mean, not with your bare hands, but with your gloves, you breaking his wheel. That says a lot, and that means like you basically conquered that man. You basically destroyed that man. And you just broke his wheel. And I know his family, his friends, and everybody watching. So. And he's not trying to get, his wheel broken in front of everybody. And you just broke him.
You ever think about when you boxing in there, you breaking the man's will, you taking his will that, his girl is watching. And you know what I mean? Like his girl, because they always do this thing when they fighting, right? They cut to the wives.
Yeah.
And every time they do that, bro, it breaks my heart.
Because he's trying to do the same to me. So I want them to cut and show his parents and show his girl. I don't want them to show my girl, and my girl about to pull her out, and my mom freaking out too. So I'm trying to have it opposite. I'm trying to break him. So I'd rather his family cry than my family.
Exactly. I'll be honest with you, Errol. I thought y'all was gonna fumble this, bro. I was starting to lose faith in y'all, bro. Y'all was getting on my nerves, bro. I was like, yo, it's a bunch of fights every week. It'll just be a different random fighter. Some people play. It'll be like Terence Crawford versus Harvestizian or something like that. And I'll be like, bro, what's going on, man? What took so long to get the fight made for all the fight fans out there? Why did it take so long?
Just business and negotiations. Now in today's time, it's more boxers, athletes in general. It's just more, business savvy. We have control of our career, so it's a lot of different demands. Some demands, unrealistic, and just far right. But you try to come to a conclusion and make the fight happen. So it just took a long time, just getting out of kinks and getting all the wrinkles out of it. But we finally got to this point. But the ball almost fumbled probably about 30, 40 times before we got to the finish line.
Now I give credit to Errol Spence Jr. while we got this fight. I give credit to him, man, because I mean he stayed with it. You know what I'm saying? This was a big one that we could have missed. We could have missed this fight. You know what I'm saying? But Errol Spence Jr. really wanted this fight. I don't understand how Crawford fans could say that Errol Spence Jr. was ducking this guy when he was pursuing this guy. So it's just a lot of narrative shit that be going out there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Spence will get credit for the sacrifices he made for this fight, even though he's probably not the type of guy to be like, oh, I deserve the credit and appreciation, but he deserves a lot of appreciation for making this fight happen. It's a huge fight, it's a big fight, and he probably had to make a lot of concessions and give up a lot of things that he didn't want to, especially monetarily, just to make this fight happen, just to get that last belt.
He had to get that man 50-50, bro. Terence Crawford is getting 50-50 on this fight.
He doesn't deserve that. He really doesn't. Like,
yeah,
he literally
he has something
let Spence run around and get all the belts, literally do all the heavy lifting while he sat back BSing around. He just did it, man. If honestly, I wouldn't even make this fight. I would have just been like, forget it.
That's why we got to thank Errol, because he did this for us. And Errol, his dream was to be the first welterweight undisputed. And Terence Crawford knew that, so he played on that. And he knew he had something that Errol wanted. That's why 2 years ago, he sat there and said that he's the puppet master. That's why I did a video on that. When he said he's the puppet master and watch, he going to show people who the puppets. And he sat there and he did his role. And he got 50-50 A-side money, and now he's negotiated a coin toss. Like, you've never seen that in the history of boxing, a B-side wanting a coin toss for who comes out last. That's why I feel like this is his last fight, because he wants to keep the commemorative coin and everything. So, he wants to come out last for the last time in his fight. His last fight, come out last and everything, because he know Errol about to do him done.
On that, was it confirmed that he got the coin toss? He won the coin toss where he's coming out last?
They haven't did it yet.
Okay.
It's hard to respect Bud as a champion, because even hearing about the negotiations, and of course we don't know if it's true, or we don't know what all the other negotiations took place and this and that, but the fact that we know and it's been made public, and the way you handled the last negotiations, like all of that, it doesn't make me feel good about. But it's like, even if he win, it's just like, okay, like you strategically did all of this and fought this and didn't re-sign the top rank. It's too much strategic stuff going on with Terence Crawford for me to respect him as a champion.
Yeah, and then he comes out on the live and he makes this confusing case, like he's a victim. And that's what really kind of burns you about Bud Crawford. He never straight up. He's like a pathological liar that just won't tell the truth, bro. Just tell him, hey man, I'm waiting for a better deal. Saying, and then he held out just to sign the same deal that he passed up. So what I'm saying, like, there's no nervous energy. It's like we want to see both of these guys tested against each other. I don't understand. You got one guy that really put it out there that gave up 50%, or maybe, who knows what the number was to meet what Crawford wanted. So who really wanted to fight? If he's willing to give up a part of his money to make this fight, and one guy's holding on to the last belt, holding it for ransom, who really want to fight, bro? You know what I'm saying? We all know that Bob Arum said that Bud Crawford wants money. He wants the biggest fight. He wants money. He don't care about no goddamn legacy, because he thinks that undisputed 140 undisputed title is all he need, to go into the Hall of Fame, which is probably true. But you can't, put it this way. If Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia priced them out, why people wasn't saying that Crawford didn't price himself out? I just don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
Because of the narratives that have been put in place. That's why nobody
Mm-hmm.
was thinking he was outpricing himself. And I mean, and it's just a lot of people. I don't understand why Crawford fans are so unknowledgeable. It's weird. It's like I guess he got a lot of casuals. I don't know, but you would think that should be a good thing if you got a lot of casual fans. You should have a
But
bigger
if you
following.
think about it too, people are going to follow the narrative of what they want to hear. So most of the
Mm,
Crawford fans
true.
are listening to they channels. So the
Right.
narrative is being pushed a certain way. So they're not going to get that push and pull like we give over here.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
so why Keith Thurman couldn't get what he deserved? Why Danny Garcia couldn't get the money he deserved? So they put it like, those guys didn't want to fight Crawford. I mean,
Crawford
Crawford
only
ain't
gonna
big.
pay you to lose. That's it.
But you give Amir Khan $6 million, but you won't give Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia more than $1 million, though, right?
Yeah, because he gonna pay you to lose. Unless he willing to lose or he know he gonna beat you, you outpricing yourself.
Keith Thurman
Mm-hmm.
and Danny Garcia are bigger names than Amir Khan. But you damn near, you went 55-45 with Amir Khan. But you only tried to offer Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman $1 million. Come on, bro.
Like that was a low ball offer. You know what I'm saying? It was a low ball offer, and those are fights that you needed for your legacy. You know what I'm saying? So, you go in there, if you offer somebody $5 for a goddamn fight, bro, and they used to getting 8 million, 10 million, however millions, you know what I'm saying? That's an insult to Danny Garcia. That's an insult to Keith Thurman. They with the PBC. They're not they're not used to the way Top Rank, do things on a low budget. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's still millions of dollars over at Top Rank, but at PBC, you know what I'm saying, they get more money over there. So you got to come correct. But he really didn't give a shit because he didn't want to fight them guys, in
He
my
tried
opinion.
that with Sean Porter, but Sean Porter, since he had did that big pay-per-view with Errol, they said, nah, we're not about to do 25, because that's why he wanted Porter to be his mandatory, so he can give him the 75-25 split. But they sat there and looked at Porter's pay-per-view with Errol, and they made it 60-40.
Mm-hmm. Well, did it go to purse bid or something like that? Or
I think it went to purse bid.
yeah, I think it went to purse. Yeah, it went to purse bid. And I think Sean Porter forced it to purse bid. Because
he wasn't about to
Sean's a
take
pretty
that
smart guy,
bullshit.
right? So you know what I'm saying. So it's all about the money, but his legacy suffered, bro. You know what I'm saying. So y'all got to miss me with the whole narratives that saying people won't give Terence Crawford credit because you only get credit for who you fought. You know what I'm saying? That's the credit that you get in boxing. You don't get credit for what you've done. It's what have you done for me lately in boxing. You know what I'm saying? If your last fight was David Avenesian, come on, man.
And
It's like, come on.
even in the pivot interview, when Spence said that he talked to him on the phone, like he was on the phone trying to tell the stuff to Spence. And Spence is like, what are you talking? Like, he really believes this stuff. At first I was kind of thinking like, oh, he's just saying that for negotiations, but he must really believe this stuff. Cause you really on the phone trying to tell Errol Spence you was undisputed at 140. Like that has anything to do with negotiating this fight right now. As if we're still in 140. It doesn't make sense.
Well, it's just kind of interesting how they keep thinking that Bud is going to beat shit out of EJ. But, you seen EJ dominate in all his fights, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't see EJ getting Falumaloon, bro, in fights. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how, and you seen your boy, he haven't fought no top competition. So how the hell are you going to fix your mind or your mindset to think that if he's stepping up in competition, how is he going to dominate? You know what I'm saying? When he never has stepped up, he never fought nobody that's good. You know what I'm saying? So, but we know EJ has. So it just don't make sense.
This
I
is first
understand.
step up fight.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the trolling and all that stuff, but nobody gives a damn because Bud don't have the resume for it. It's not like a sticking point because your boy has. Y'all seem like y'all don't understand how weak that shit is at 147. So when you trolling, it don't make no sense. Nobody see Bud as some kind of dangerous. I mean, we see the skill, but we don't see the history of it. You know what I'm saying? So nobody thinks that Bud is going to come in here and like really dominate or something. You know what I'm saying? We think he's going to put up a good fight, but I don't see him like really, beating EJ just because of how the gauntlet that EJ went through. I don't see Bud, lasting, 12 rounds. You guys, y'all see him lasting 12 rounds? What's going on, Floyd?
No, not 12.
What's up, Rich, bro? You can hear me good?
Oh yeah, chilling, bro. Trying to get it in before I have to hit
Yeah, you
this
coming through
road
well.
again. Go ahead, Floss.
I just gave Bud the benefit of the doubt that he might be tougher than what I think, and it might go
Mhm.
12, but he might not be.
Yeah, that's kind of like what EJ saying. He's saying like, shit, even if we do go 12, it's gonna be ugly for him. It's gonna be ugly. You know what I'm saying?
If
So
that man sit there and go 12 rounds with EJ final form, bruh, I look at Ugas, man. He could what when they got Ugas out of there at 10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
10th round. He started
Imagine
struggling
if
in the
he had
7th.
gone them last two.
And you
Bro.
know what? though? The interesting thing, this is how tough Ugas is. Ugas still wanted to fight, even though he was all fucked up. You know, so
Had they
that
given that
shows
man them
you.
last 2 rounds, he probably never fought again. And he ain't even
Yeah,
been back in the ring yet, but he probably would have never fought again.
Yeah, he couldn't even see out that eye that was swollen.
but look at the spirit, though, bro. The spirit. Look at the spirit. He didn't have the body language. He was all his ribs was broke. His
Well, you
orbital
know that
bone was broke.
man, he faced life and death to get to America 4
His,
times.
Yeah.
his jaw
Feel
was
me?
broke too.
What else was broke?
His jaw.
His jaw.
Ooh.
But he faced life
I
and
heard
death to
that
get
one
to
too.
America 4 times.
That
Yeah,
man
he
whole
definitely
face
got
was
his
broke.
day.
What they say, the orbital, the nose, the jaw. God, we
Crawford
had
just not
ribs.
durable enough. He not durable enough.
And
I mean, if
Ugas
you see
is
him
more
get rocked
durable.
and hit,
Ugas is more durable and bigger than Crawford is. So
And think
Ugas,
about
his
it too.
body can take it. Crawford body ain't gonna take it, bro. Crawford ain't
It
used to
has
that.
none. It really even got
I'm
nothing to
gonna
do
tell
with
you. I'm
durability
gonna tell
because
you
he
what you
breaking
go to.
bone.
Go look at the Jose Benavidez Terence Crawford fight, 3rd round, 40 seconds left in the round. Those 2 body shots that Benavidez lifted Terence Crawford off the ground with. That's the same side that EJ throws his right hook from.
I was
Those things
watching the
about
Yeah,
made
I
Bud
watched
shield
that fight
himself.
last night.
I was watching the
That's the
Ugas
same thing I
fight.
referenced a minute ago. Him jumping off the ground like that, bro, and wailing in pain. Like,
Yeah, I watched like
I
2 or 3
mean,
of his fights every day.
I was watching the Ugas fight, and I know a lot of people keep saying go to Spence body, go to Spence body, but the first couple rounds, that's all Ugas was doing. He was going to he was taking a risk because he was getting that eye pop, but Ugas was going to his body probably like the first 3 rounds. It didn't affect Earl at all, and I'm thinking it's because his conditioning is so good. So people
That's
can say go to Earl body, but you're taking a risk because you're gonna get popped trying to come in there and go to his body, and it's not gonna do the damage you thinking it's doing.
y'all seen that breakdown that they did on the Daily Morning comeback?
Yes, sir. I just did a video this morning on it. Yeah, that was excellent. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I've got videos breaking it down just like that. That framing, that EJ. See, once Bud slows down and he, you know what I'm saying, or once he slowed down in the fight, that all that framing shit, all the way EJ positioned his body, you know what I'm saying, blocking your vision, you know what I'm saying, the punch from the other side to get combinations in, going to the body, giving them gut shots. It's gonna take Bud out. I think those are the things that once it become an inside fight, it's gonna be over for Bud, bro. It's gonna be over once it become an inside fight. I just think he's the superior inside fighter. He's the more physical fighter. Bud ain't he's physical, but he's physical with trying to get up out of track. Saying corners and tricky situations off the rope. He's good at holding and pivoting. That's about it. So, mhm.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't think they really believe Errol Spence is as good as he appears to be. Like I don't think for some reason people don't believe that until
Because
they
they
get in
say
the
because he
ring.
didn't stop Porter. They keep referencing that.
But what does that have to do with anything? I mean, Sean Porter already came out and said he was basically BSing in the Porter fight. I mean, in the Crawford fight.
I mean, but people are sheep. It's the same way America does them. They believe whatever the media tells them. And they believe it. They want to believe it because it's some reason they hate Earl.
I know.
He tells them the truth all the time.
I don't get it though. He doing exactly what we want
They think
in a
ain't
box.
nobody be that perfect. Can't
It
nobody be
started
that
with
perfect.
the PBC. I feel like they're doing Fulton the same way. Like I don't understand
Mm.
why it's so far fetched to believe that they will be cheating in Japan. Like
The
why?
man's stacking his damn raps, making a cast.
But
Yeah.
what's the okay? This is what I'm confused about. Why is it so much discrepancy on if it makes a difference or if it
It
doesn't make a
does.
difference?
It's like putting a roll of quarters in your hand. What he's doing, he's taping down and then he's taping it and making it hard like a cast, like
I
Margarito
told you
wraps
that
and shit
yesterday.
like that.
Hmm.
It's
I
like
told you
when
that yesterday.
Margarito had them hand wraps.
So how can
Mhm.
you say? Because I'm an objective person, you know what I'm saying? I like to see things from both sides. So how can you say it doesn't make a difference?
It does though, but in Japan they don't have no rule against it. That's what he's saying, and
Oh,
you can't do that over here though.
so Fulton gonna wrap his hands the same way?
I was just about to ask the same thing.
Shit, he better.
Inouye just tweeted today. He says his mistake, but he said in Japan it's not illegal to wrap your hands like that. And this is his tweet. He says, "So I'm gonna follow the law of my country and don't say nothing else about it." That's exactly what he said. Some gangster shit too, talking about don't say nothing else about it. I was like, whoa.
Maybe that's the translation.
Shoot, I wouldn't say nothing else about it and just follow suit.
I'll
But you
wrap
know,
mine just like his, a little bit thicker too.
yeah, I mean, because I mean, you know, he already got power, so all he has to do is lay them plaster hands on his body. You know what I'm saying? That's enough to break anybody down. We saw how Margarito looked when he was breaking down Cotto, and then they fought again, and it was a whole different situation. You know what I'm saying? When he didn't have those hands covered in plaster. You know what I'm saying? Cotto was able to beat him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you got bricks in your fucking hands, yeah, trying to come forward and you trying to lay a nigga out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's gonna make a difference, bro. It's gonna make a difference. You know, in a way, it's fast as shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? He can get his comment. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. If you had to rate Inoue on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give him?
As an overall boxer or as a puncher or what?
As an overall boxer.
I rate him like a 6.5.
Okay.
You want me to tell you why?
Yeah, I want to know why because sometimes I watch boxers and I don't know everything about boxing.
I see a 36-year-old Nonito Donaire break this man's face and beat the shit out of him for 12 rounds. If Nonito Donaire was under 35, he would have washed anyway. Anyway, he leaves himself open. He relies on his power. He's quick. But Stephen Fulton's fast too. And Stephen Fulton has good defense. He's been in there with Brandon Figueroa, who's a harder puncher than Inoue because he's heavier and bigger. Inoue's power is not as magnified as they see, but he has plaster hands as well, though. So that's amplifying it. But I feel like Cool Boy can stand that man's power. And I think Cool Boy is like an 8.5, maybe 9 in the boxer because Cool Boy has the movement, he has the fundamentals, he has the speed, and he also has power that people don't know because Cool Boy usually doesn't sit down on his punches. But if you watch the Danny Ramon fight or the Angelo Leo, you will see Cool Boy sits down on his punches and stops.
I just watched the fight the other day.
Huh?
I just watched the Stephen Fulton fight the other day because I'm like, what am I missing? Like, what is gonna be so competitive about this fight?
Stephen Fulton, watch that man.
Yeah,
but
well,
Fulton watched Cambosos last night and still lose. So,
you know, it's his footwork, man. He's coming out of that Philly, history. Yeah, he's coming out of that Philly camp, and you know what I'm saying, that dude, he got everything. He's versatile. I'm talking about, he knows. I mean, he goes back to like the pure fundamentals of boxing. He's a pure quintessential boxer, so he could do it all. So he's athletic. So
reminds you of Sweet Pea.
Yeah, exactly. So he's versatile. He can do. See, power don't matter if you can't hit the target, and they're not afraid of target people. People that come out of those gyms.
Giovanni, with your boy Giovanni fighting that Marquise Thompson dude. That dude only had one knockout, and he was in there with that Giovanni guy who had stopped all his fighters. And that boy Marquise Thompson got a damn upset victory over that damn Giovanni Elvis.
And once they see.
Y'all remember last week that big prospect Giovanni Elvis was fighting that black guy, and that black guy.
I watched it.
Yeah, that black guy had one knockout, but he sat there and beat that knockout puncher. He was using his footwork. He was grabbing him. He was tying him up. He was twisting him. He was using all the boxing skills he needed to beat that man, and he did it.
And it wasn't like he was pillow fisted neither. Like he punched his ass a thump on him.
And I just think
he caught that man awkwardly. That's how he dropped him, though. And you know, it's about timing and accuracy. He caught him awkwardly. His punches wasn't really that hard, though, but he did catch the man.
But I think Fulton's skill, he's just on another level. Well, you know, he see what Inoue can do. And Inoue is only dangerous, you know what I'm saying, moving forward. He's not, he can't go backwards. And, you know what I'm saying, all he has to do is keep him on the end of the jab, you know what I'm saying, set traps, and he got Inoue. He got a win from Inoue, you know what I'm saying? So he don't have to do any, he don't have to do anything aggressive. You know, he's a smaller boxer. He has to come to Fulton. Fulton is just his boxing IQ is just too high for Inoue.
Only problem I got, Pool, we just watched Maxie Hughes beat Cambosis 10-2, 9-3. And that was on the top rank. And that was a top rank card.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You're right about that. Top rank card right here.
You know how top rank card. And then they're saying Inoue has never fought a black fighter.
He's never fought a black or sparred a black person.
And I'm like, what are y'all like?
Still haven't. Ain't even
make any sense.
He ain't even watched Fulton fight, according to him.
Man, they lying. They gotta be.
Well, they're trying to get a victory out of all these black guys that's supposed to be good. You know, they want that victory. You know, so they want that.
I'll tell you what's crazy. They backed the fight up when Vada wanted to test Inoue. He said, "Why are y'all trying to test me twice a week?" And that's when he said he fucked up his hand. They pushed the fight back, so Inoue could cycle off that shit.
Yeah, this whole thing.
Yeah, you already know. I'm sorry. Go, Jay. Go ahead.
No,
Jay.
I'm just saying this whole thing been fishy. I kind of been semi-following it, but it's all fishy. Something's not right. Something's not right.
Oh, we know what it is. Just like when Tyson Fury dipped over, you know, he had that time where he dipped out from Vada and he went over to Britain. They were doing all that crying. All that crying and shit that he was in America. He was getting beat up by Jared Anderson. And you know what I'm saying? I said as soon as he took off to Britain, I said, oh shit, they finna fix his ass up. They finna juice his ass up.
Remember, he had COVID, but Joseph Parker and F.A. Ajabe didn't know that they had COVID.
I was like, so they allow Canelo, they now allow certain guys, they want to be humble. They wanted Deontay Wilder humble. You know what I'm saying? So even though he got, you know what I'm saying, he got what he got, but he got paid. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They're going to allow them to juice. They're going to allow them to escape. You know what I'm saying? Vada. You know what I'm saying? Ignore random drug testing. Allow them to go over to Britain. You know what I'm saying? And different places to escape Vada. You know what I'm saying? So they can't be detected. So they can go in there and perform off of those PEDs. And that's just the way I see it. A lot of people, you know, a lot of these guys that want to see, you know, black fighters humble, they co-sign on it and they gaslight about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to dissuade me. I know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I see a motherfucker stay away from Vada, bro, it's a problem. It's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what you're doing. And you're going in there with your hands taped up with cast iron gloves and brass knuckles up in that motherfucker. We know what it is. You need that. Y'all need that edge. Because you know how I know that? Because how many other Japanese boxers do you see dominating in the division? Okay, I just had to put it out there. I mean, can y'all count them? Damn, was that a mic drop?
I mean, dominating though. I'm talking about
the mic smash still. I can't think of one.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So if you see one Japanese dude coming up and just moving up weight divisions like Manny Pacquiao did, just slicing through weight divisions, you know something wrong, bro. It's just common sense. You don't see nobody else doing that. Just slicing through divisions, knocking out niggas like they've been there their whole career. You know what I'm saying? Next you'll see Inoue is challenging Tank. He's challenging people, you know, 2-3 weight classes, you know, above him. Come on, bro. How is he going to compete on that level that quick? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they don't care. As long as it's somebody that they support, somebody they want to see humble, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that the media, you know what I'm saying, deems the next superstar. You know what I'm saying? They don't care what he do. They don't care what kind of drugs he's taking. You know what I'm saying? To be able to compete with these athletes out here that's doing it naturally. You know what I'm saying? So it just got to shake your head on it, man. It's like Charles says, a Texas boy not going to against another Texas boy. Take your feelings out, and this panel be truthful. They know Errol is not a better fighter or boxer than Bud. Based on what? Based on what?
I'm from Alabama, so I ain't got no loyalty to Texas at all. I just feel like he's a better fighter.
Hit the link,
right?
Location ain't got nothing to do with it. Even though EJ do got people out this way too, though, so it kind of ties me to it.
Well, I mean, they just seem
That
to
ain't no
ignore it.
reason, though.
They try to move the goalposts everywhere. They try to make the argument about other things. And I just spent a whole live stream telling you why Crawford is looked at the way, he's looked at. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't no admit. Where's the weakness in Errol Spence Jr.? So he's the one with the 3 belts. Crawford is the one with the 1 belt. So how are you putting Crawford over EJ because he won undisputed at 140? That don't make no damn sense. So you the one who are delusional. His last fight was David Avenesian. Errol Spence Jr. last fight was Udanis Ugas, somebody that Crawford would not even face, wouldn't even consider fighting. So I don't understand your logic. You know what I'm saying? Y'all say that Errol Spence Jr. fans are emotional. You're just projecting. That's a projection. You know what I'm saying? So, cause we're going by traditional boxing standards. You know what I'm saying? Is that the dude who's the baddest in the land fight the other dudes who the baddest in the land? That's it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't twist or spin a narrative on that because it's consistent. You see what I'm saying? So, all that, gaslighting and trolling, it don't hold up, to what we see in boxing today. But EJ, this is interesting because EJ seemed to understand the business side of boxing. So he don't seem to mind what's going on. I don't know if it's because he's an older fighter now, because he's at the end of his career. But he seems to accept the business as it's done, right now. Saying he don't mind that it took, saying all these attempts to get the fight. He made the concessions. He's the bigger man. Y'all should be praising Errol Spence Jr. instead of trying to troll on his reputation. Y'all should be. He's the one who saved this fight. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, you guys stay delusional because your little self-hatred or your hatred that you have for EJ. You know what I'm saying? He the one who made this fight happen. You know what I'm saying? If it was up to Bud, he'd probably sign with Top Rank tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? If they offered him enough money, he'll dodge this fight. He would trash this fight and go sign with Top Rank. And y'all be praising him. Y'all be saying, "Oh man, you can't down him for going to Top Rank like he did back in 2018 when all the smoke was over at PBC. Y'all make up anything to protect that dude." You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way I see it. That's just the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to see the best fight the best, and y'all just make it into other things. I think y'all take a lot of pages out the sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just kind of just back up anything, any ratchet shit anybody do out there, and you know what I'm saying? It just don't hold weight. But let's get back into the interview. Let's see what else they're talking about here. Now this is just 10 minutes.
I want to ask you something, and it's just about boxing in general. I remember back in the day, I had a Mexican friend, and he still is a good friend of mine. And I went to watch a fight with his family, and it was Oscar De La Hoya versus Bernard Hopkins. And I get inside of the house, and I'm watching the fight with his family, and I realize very quickly that I'm outnumbered because I'm looking for B-Hop to go to work. That's what I'm looking for. And the whole family, obviously, I didn't think about this, is rooting for Oscar De La Hoya. So, B-Hop stops him with the body shot, and I'm like, oh, that's what and I look, and everybody's looking at me. I'm like, yo, man, I might need to calm down a little bit. Are y'all cognizant of that when you guys are boxing in terms of the fact that boxing is a heavily racial, ethnic, pride driving thing? Like, have you ever been in the ring and been like, man, I can't lose to this white boy? Like, have you ever?
Yeah, for sure. That's how old it is. That's like, it's really like, that's something that everybody think about, like, especially if you black, like losing to a white guy. Like, that's like taboo in the black community to lose a fight to a white guy. Might be sad to say, but it is. That's just what it is. That's how we grew up. But yeah, I am cognizant of how just racially divided it is. Like, you got countries, like this guy might be Argentina, all the Argentina is going for him. This guy Mexican, all the Mexicans going for him. And it's kind of sad because, like, with the blacks, it's not like that. It's like it'd be black versus a Mexican, and they gonna go for, you know, some blacks gonna go for the Mexican. You know, and then just divide. But you know, when it's, you know, Mexicans or white or Russians or guy from UK, you know, they people want they guys going for their guys. You know, but with us, you know, it's more, you know, of an argument. And just because you black don't mean I gotta pick him. Yeah, you don't, but you know what I'm saying, you would like to see that.
Right. Yeah.
Now, isn't that the truth? EJ just broke down facts. You know what I'm saying? Only in our community, you know what I'm saying? You hear this in the LDBC. You hear it, you know what I'm saying, from, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, that's not ashamed of, you know what I'm saying, claiming your own. It's like, why is it when, you know, you got them, you know, when you see Mexican fighters, you know what I'm saying, the whole crowd, you know what I'm saying, you know, they're rooting for Oscar De La Hoya, you know, so they're rooting for Oscar Valdez when he fought against Stevenson, right? Only when it comes to black supporting each other, that's when it's a shame that, you know, we're a fan of just the black fighter. I mean, boxing has always been tribal. You know what I'm saying? I've always been kicking that on my channel. You know what I'm saying? Only when black people, they want them to be fair to everybody. They want us to be, you know what I'm saying, in the middle, you know what I'm saying, for once, you know, I support Oscar De La Hoya over Bernard Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? It's only a shame if you're black, if you, you know what I'm saying, do that, you know, support Bernard Hopkins. So just like he was saying, you know, so we got to get out of that, bro. You go for who, you know, you go for who you look like most times. That's just boxing. Now, I ain't saying you gotta do it, but I'm just saying only in the black community, we're kind of like, you know what I'm saying, we're kind of like ambivalent about it. What you guys think?
I noticed that Tank has a Mexican fan base, which says a lot about him, actually. He has a Mexican fan base also.
But what do you think about what EJ's saying?
I mean, it's true. It's absolutely true. Boxing is and I like how you say that. I'm gonna start saying that it's a tribal sport. It's not racist. I'm gonna use the word tribal. Boxing is a tribal sport, but for some reason, you know, black people want to have this all-inclusive thing that's been psyoped in our brain. So as soon as you say you for something, it's a negative in our community.
Mm-hmm. You know, or we just they gaslight us about supporting our own, you know, our own people. I mean, that's a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? To support.
They seem to not understand when it's important to do that. Like in boxing, of course, go for the black fighter, but maybe in politics, just because they black don't mean they suitable for the position. It's like they get it confused. They don't know when to be tribal, quote unquote, and when to actually look at somebody's qualifications.
Well, they don't do that with Triple G. When the white people are supporting Triple G, they don't do that when white people, you know, you seen how upset they was with you saw all the support, the white support that Lomachenko got when he lost, right? You know what I'm saying? You saw how they celebrated when Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder. So, you know, when we show the same kind of thing on the other side, all of a sudden it's a shame. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame for us to have the same kind of pride that everybody else have in their community. And it's like, it's just kind of weird, you know what I'm saying, how they try to change or be hypocrites, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, you know, black fans supporting black fighters. You know what I'm saying? What you guys think about that? You see here?
It's tribalism, bro. They don't want us to have pride in our own people, right? And the greatest boxers, well, y'all know how I feel. I'm an Israelite. You know, Mexicans, Indians, and black, we all come from the same people anyway, Israelites. But they don't like us supporting our own, but they will support their own right in front of us. And as soon as we say something about it, then we race bait them. They always try to shame us and do us like that. They try to belittle us. And then they always say that we got all the other advantages. So why don't we just take and make it a even playing field? So they try to justify the other people cheating because they try to say that we're more athletic and all that. So, you know, we are the ones that always gotta take, like, we gotta take the less. We gotta take all the bullshit. Like, it's always us that gotta bear the brunt of somebody else's degradation just to make them feel better about themselves, bro. It's like they don't want us to have pride in ourselves. Like, they want us to stay broken and downtrodden, like basically like we slaves. Like, you can't root for your own color. You gotta root for somebody else. But you got Mexicans rooting for Mexicans, Puerto Ricans rooting for Puerto Ricans. You got People showing up at Jamil Charlo's undisputed fight with Brian Castano, talking about people don't even want him here in the country. Like, bitch, you from Argentina. How you gonna sit there and say some shit like that? But it's crazy because that's the sentiment that the country gives. Like, if you're an American, you should at least cheer for an American, but they rather cheer for a Japanese fighter anyway.
Yeah, it's not even no patriotism when you black.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Never would you see a Japanese fan cheering for Stephen Fulton against anyway. They would kill that man. They would get him for treason, for not being patriotic, and all that shit right there. But America, they will choose the foreigner, Lomachenko, Tyson Fury. They will choose all the Paulie Malignaggi talking about the Europeans taking over. They will choose Europeans who are half as skilled and have twice as many more chances than us, and choose to say that they're better than us, and then don't discredit them when they don't fight us. They better at ducking. They better at getting. Lomachenko had a title shot in 2 fights, lost it. Then had a title shot his 3rd fight. How the hell did you got a 1-1 record and you get another title shot? I've never seen somebody
that's the system.
2 title shots with a 50-50 record.
And then we'll use that talking point, knowing the advantages that he had. See what I'm saying? Knowing the advantages of having a championship fight after losses, having the system support you in your losses. You know what I'm saying? They say that's why I call it gaslighting, because it's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And when you have Negroes out there supporting that shit, that's that Willie Lynch shit. How we hold ourselves back.
And it's even harder on the black boxers with a loss. It's like once a black fighter loses, it's like, oh, they nothing. Like it's boxing. You supposed to lose because you fighting the best competition.
Lomachenko said in his mind he's still undefeated.
Well, what I'm saying is we're fighting 400 years of brainwashing. You know what I'm saying? We look down on ourselves because that's the way we were trained. You know, especially foreigners, like that one idiot that came on here talking about we're slandering Crawford, and we're brainwashed. See, people don't understand. Crawford represents represents black people. You know what I'm saying? He represents taking down the PBC. He represents taking down Al Heyman. You know, just like Frazier.
I never thought about it like that. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
That's what Crawford. He's the white people champion, even though they use black people.
That's why they
take down.
They use Crawford to keep Errol from being up there in the pound for pound list as well.
Right. They use, just like Frazier was like the white people's champion, and Ali was the black people's champion. And because he refused to go to Vietnam, and he was a Muslim. And see, they use other black people to take down, the black establishment. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at how they do it. So anytime we try to build something, they destroy it through, the media. They destroy it through other Negroes. Yeah. And so that's what we destroy ourselves. That's that Willie Lynch shit. How to make us control ourselves. So I don't want to get too deep into that because I know how folks are.
Jesse
Go ahead.
Jackson, Al Sharpton, they quick to destroy some shit for us. Just like it was okay for them to say us be called African American. How are we named after 2 white people that discovered the country? Amerigo Vespucci and Regis Africanus, who renamed Africa after they beat Hannibal. Come on, man. African American. That's why Africans laugh at that shit. That shit's not even nothing real. But they have people so brainwashed, man.
So they don't want blacks to be the face of nothing because it means it gives us status. They're going to tear down any status. That's why they hate Al Heyman. That's why they tried to use Golden Boy and Top Rank to take them down in a lawsuit.
That's why they
hate what I'm saying?
Mayweather.
Yeah, because they're the face of boxing. They didn't want Deontay Wilder being the face of boxing.
That's why they hate Floyd with a passion.
Right, and if they could use Dillian White, they could use another black man to take you down. That's what they're gonna do, so it don't seem like it is what it is, right? So they allow their fighters to get all the access to things to take down the face of black dominance, which was Deontay Wilder. when he crashed, that was a wonderful moment. You heard Teddy Atlas come out and say, "Oh, I can respect
I respect
Deontay
him now.
Wilder now."
Yeah, they
You know what I'm
love
saying? Because he
Wilder.
was
Hey, you see
humble.
Tyson
Because he
Fury?
was humble.
Look, Tyson Fury got put on a pound for pound list after he beat Deontay Wilder. Why
Right.
wasn't Wilder never on the pound for pound list then?
Right.
Right. And see, you talking about somebody who knock out and knock down every opponent he been in the ring with. Everybody should have been down for that, but it was Deontay Wilder. He represents, the
Black supremacy.
right. Yeah, you got to suppress that. Anytime you see like it's almost like a Tulsa effect. Tulsa, remember the Black Tulsa town?
Yep.
Anytime blacks start building something or start getting too
Black Wall
big,
Street.
it's got to be taken down. Black Panther, all of it. They don't
Yeah.
want us to be represented.
They don't want us
That's
to
why.
have
That's why they
pride.
control. That's why they control the pound for pound list. That's why you don't see, what I'm saying, Jamel Charlo on that list. You know what I'm saying? As much as he's done and the killers he fought, he had the best undisputed run, bro. You know what I'm saying? He should be talked about every day, but nobody talks about Jamel Charlo and his
He ain't
accomplishments.
humble enough.
I
He
hope
ain't
he
Right.
kissed
beat
enough
Canelo.
ass.
I swear I hope Charlo beat Canelo. And
He's
it's
gonna beat
crazy.
Canelo. He's gonna beat
But
the shit out of Canelo.
they're gonna let Canelo get nuclear peds. You know what I'm saying?
It
And
don't even
he
matter because Charlo is not John Ryder. Charlo's gonna beat the shit out of Canelo. John Ryder beat Canelo the last 4 rounds. Canelo gasses out. And Charlo
right.
ain't the
I
one you
keep
want to
having
gas
this
out against.
argument. I keep having
But
this
he ain't.
argument with my brother. He insists on telling me that the weight class, the fact that he's going up 2 weight classes is such a big deal.
Charlo
That
walks around at 190.
Well, it is a big deal if he was fighting somebody who could really separate the skill level. And see, he grew up with. I mean, he's in the same peer group with
Yeah.
Canelo,
They was in
right?
the same weight class.
And Canelo is not going to fight this guy without an edge. We've seen how he's moved his entire career. So unless he get on that roids, he is not going to go in there in a fair fight because he don't have the intangibles to fight somebody with the stamina and the skill set of a Jamel Charlo. He never fought
Canelo
nobody like that. And the
the
first
edge
time
is
he
him going
did,
up 2 weight classes, right?
and the
Canelo is
first
not even a 168 pounder. He's a 160 pounder. That's why he
right.
hasn't fought no 168 pounders. He bringing Triple G up, John Ryder up. That's why he keep bringing fighters up. He ain't fought no true 168 pounder besides Caleb Plant. And you know that man ain't had no
That's a
power.
good point.
I mean, think about it. Why would he fight somebody with the durability of a Jamel Charlo? Somebody who got some pop on his punches, somebody who's truly skilled. How you gonna walk in that when he don't have the gas tank to fight nobody? We just saw him fall apart against Bivol. Even though Bivol was bigger, he just used basic fundamental boxing techniques to beat him. He didn't do nothing special.
You know why,
You know,
Paul?
and
He was supposed to be fighting Errol first. Because if the Crawford fight didn't go through, he was going to be fighting Errol. And Al Heyman gave him a list. Now I'm going to go ahead and say this. I ain't supposed to be saying, but I ain't say who told me, but it was 5 names on the list that Al Heyman gave him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a 6-name option. Canelo had to pick 3 for this $100 million and the back end. See, he had it for 2 names, but yesterday's price ain't today's price. He went to the zone and took the 3-fight deal for $85 million. And see, now he's over PBC. They gave him a 2-fight deal for $100 million, 55 for Errol and 45 for either David Benavidez or Jamal Charlo, and he didn't take it. So he had 5 names in our 6th option. He had Jamal Charlo, Jamil Charlo, Errol Spence, David Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade, and they had Morrell on there in case he wanted that. He had to choose 3 names out of that.
Why is Errol Spence the option? He fights at 147.
Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez is the biggest fight in boxing.
At what weight?
Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez
65, I think.
They can do it at 68. Errol will come in at the same weight Charlo coming in at 64, 65. They've been building Errol Spence and Canelo forever. That's a $2 million pay-per-view buy, and then a sell-out Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That is Canelo Alvarez farewell fight is Errol Spence. That's why he's always the biggest option, because he's only getting $30 million per fight for Jamal Charlo, and $40 million for Spence. Errol Spence and Canelo will do Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather numbers.
Really?
Because Jamil Charlo and Canelo are going to do over 1 million pay-per-view buys. Canelo is still the face of boxing. I don't care what nobody say. The man did 800,000 with Caleb Plant. He did 1.2 with Triple G. Like the man, his fans are loyal. Him versus Jermell Charlo, him versus a Charlo period. That's gonna do over 1 million buys. And see, he wants to lead the boxing. He knows that he's at the end of his rope. He knows that even he's fighting washed up fighters, he can't get him past them. He couldn't stop an old ass Triple G. He couldn't stop John Ryder on a showcase fight. His first fight in his hometown, Guadalajara, Mexico. That was supposed to be a knockout fight, and he couldn't stop that man. So
Yeah,
Canelo knows he's at the end of his career. He's trying to get the biggest bag like Floyd did. So
that fight pissed me off, bro. I ain't gonna lie. There was enough fighting in a damn phone booth, and he couldn't knock him out.
exactly. You see John Ryder make that man face look like a pepperoni pizza. He was boxing the shit out of Canelo for the last 5 rounds.
And that ring was small too, bro.
They was in an
really
8 by 12. They was in a small ring like Tony Harrison and Tim Tszyu. They was in that same size ring.
Shit, that looked a little bit smaller.
No, it was the same size. But
what size ring they got for the Spence-Crawford fight?
I think it's a regular 20 by 20. I think. I don't know. I got to check.
Yeah, I mean Canelo, saying using his power to have all the advantages, and I would just like to see him coming in there naturally because all he throws is power punches right now. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing nothing special. He's not even that defensively good anymore. It's like, so how do they think he's really going to beat Jermell Charlo? If he loses this fight, how does the other fights look on the list? You know what I'm saying? I mean, is he definitely not going to do a rematch if Jermell Charlo win? And are the belts going to be up at 168? You know what I'm saying, against Charlo? Are the belts going to be up? What do you guys think?
I thought, it's undisputed versus undisputed, from my understanding.
But what I'm saying is how is that gonna right? I'm saying how is that gonna look? You know what I'm saying, for the other fights. If he's still got 2 other fights to fight, he's got to fight Jamal, or he's got to fight EJ, or what's his name, David Benavidez.
People
you know what I'm saying?
People gonna still watch it.
You think he still go through with the other fights? Y'all think he still go through with the other fights?
Absolutely.
He might retire if he lose all them belts, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm just saying, especially if Jermell go out there and somehow stop him and make him look like he's a pedestrian or some shit, maybe he'll just retire. I don't know. It's not gonna have the same steam if he lose to Jermell Charlo. I just don't know how that looks for him because he already lost to Bivol. They already, kind of destroyed his the myth of him, how good he is and how high his boxing IQ is and all that. Bivol made him look like he was stupid out there. It looked like it made him look like he was just regular folk. You know what I'm saying? So, I really don't see nothing special he does in there. So I think
if the belt's on the line, it's probably like a new point really. Unless you just care about the payday and that's it.
I mean, is it just me? Does anybody else see Canelo as some kind of special fighter?
I don't.
I mean, not just hating. I mean,
I think hating on him, but like, nah, I don't see it.
And he doing that more. He got a lot of strategic. I don't know what. Yeah, he did his career seems very strategic. I'm not really a Canelo fan like that, and I don't follow Canelo like that. But it's never a fight where I'm like, ooh, I want to see, let me watch this Canelo fight because he fighting such and such. I never get that from Canelo.
Well, they made Canelo a star. They made him a brand more than a fighter. They made him a brand. All the advertisement, I'm saying, the cultural power that he was able to muster, and bring his nationalism to boxing. I think it made him bigger than the sport. So even though his skill level wasn't there. I mean, I don't look at a Canelo fight and be like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? This guy did
the support of Golden Boy. That helps him out a lot too, riding the coattails when what's his name was so, heavily following the Mexican fan base. And he just rode that right into after, fighting Floyd and then went on his winning streak and used that to propel him where he's at now.
Yeah, but like you say, Eden, you say he's a really good counterpuncher. He isn't a dummy, and he's well matched. He was well matched. You notice that the close fights, he never ran him back. You know what I'm saying? Against Laura, he never ran him back. You know what I'm saying? Any fight that was close, he never came back to separate himself. Now, see, that's a difference between Canelo and Floyd. You know, anytime Floyd had a close fight, he went back and fought. The only fight that he didn't go back with was Manuel Augustus. That was the only one that he didn't rematch. But all the other ones that was close, you know what I'm saying, he rematched. And he damn near stopped Emmanuel Augustus. That's probably why he didn't go back and fight him, even though that was a damn good fight. But Canelo ain't going back. You know, say you see, Bivol can't get him back in the ring at 168, and he even had the WBC. You know, saying Suleiman not sanction that fight. They said they're not going to even sanction that fight to protect Canelo at the belts at 168. So they just totally ignored Bivol when it came to trying to get at Canelo. So he's very well insulated from tough fights. And I don't know why his fans, they see it, but they don't give a damn. You know, say they know they hypocrites. You know, say they know this man just dodged the whole fucking division. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is ludicrous. But when people talk about Canelo, you know, it's outside of reality. And I'm talking about even black people. You know what I'm saying? Even black people. I'm talking about a lot of content creators. They support Canelo in the bullshit. They just look at the bullshit and they say, okay, it is what it is. Let's move on. It's like, no, bro, it ain't no is what it is. It's like this nigga got special treatment, bro. It's like he's not the face of boxing to me.
I was
That's just my
with
opinion.
Canelo after the steroid thing, and then they changed the limits. Like that is wild. Like that's the big one.
What I see it with the fighters that support him too, because you'll have a guy like Charlo support him. You know what I'm saying? Errol will support him. What they do is you got to keep his name ringing so the fan base is with him, so you get your opportunity, man, and you cash in as well. So you can't just, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some of those guys see it the same way, where, you know what I mean? Like, he's the cash cow. Let's not knock him. You know what I'm saying? Especially after he lost after Bivol, and you know what I'm saying? Charlo came out and he's like, you know, Canelo is still this, and then Earl saying, well, he's still the cash cow. So I think that plays a big part into it.
Yeah, they respect the business. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
I would say he been holding up a whole division, bro. I hope Jamel go ahead and beat him. And if Jamel beat Canelo or whatnot, Benavidez will probably go ahead and go to 75, because he said if he can't get that Canelo fight, he probably gonna go ahead and move up.
I mean, look what they doing to David Benavidez, bro. This shit is atrocious, bro. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez, he got to fight the killers. He's got to go fight David Morrell Jr. now. You know what I'm saying? Because he deserved, if anybody deserved a Canelo fight, he does. You know, even though Canelo, you know what I'm saying, he ducked Jamel and Jamal coming up. But, you know, since he went to the 168 weight class, you know what I'm saying, I think David deserved that fight because, you know what I'm saying, he's fought how many eliminators? 3 eliminators, right?
You fought two eliminators and won the interim belt.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying, he deserves that fight. But yes, once again, Canelo Power, you know, having a fucking franchise belt. You know what I'm saying? That shit is such bullshit. They made up. I mean, do they understand? Do his fan base understand? They made up a whole duck belt, bro. End the conversation. You can't protect Canelo no more. They made a whole belt so this man could duck people.
He ain't even the best Mexican fighter of this generation, man.
Right.
Hey, he's not better than De La Hoya to me.
Right. De La Hoya didn't care about no niggas. He went out there and fought them. You know what I'm saying? He didn't, you know, he didn't, well, at first he dodged smoke, but he went in the ring eventually and fought him. When he really lost the sweet pea, in my opinion, he lost the sweet pea. You know what I'm saying? He was a little skeptical. You know what I'm saying? But he got in there and fought who he had to fight. You know what I'm saying? He eventually fought Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? He eventually fought Shane Mosley. He did what he had to do. And you can respect that, win or lose. But Canelo ain't even considered none of that shit on the way up. As a matter of fact, he lost the fight against Floyd Mayweather. You supposed to, how you pass the torch and you lose? You know what I'm saying? How do you pass the torch to somebody who lose to the legend? You're supposed to beat the legend to pass the torch. But somehow all that shit got twisted. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to go in there and beat the dude that's old and 36 years old, and you got schooled. Showed that you wasn't ready, you wasn't good enough, and they still passed the torch to him. So that's the difference that's going on today than what usually happened, you know what I'm saying, in boxing is the old guy get his ass beat like Chavez, like Oscar De La Hoya went in there and beat Chavez's ass, tore his ass up, right? That's what's supposed to happen with Floyd Mayweather and Canelo, but that's TBE. You know what I'm saying? It didn't translate. And Canelo was built from there. His legend was built from there. For the sake of me, I don't understand how that was. How that happened. You know what I'm saying, with him losing. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying?
His shit got built off a loss on a lie.
Mm-hmm. That's what seemed boxing is built on narratives nowadays, and it's built on network money. When they gave Triple G, when the Zone gave Triple G, I think it was $40 million. Shit, it was a wrap for Triple G. He wasn't fighting nobody else that was going to be good until he fought Dervianchenko, and he lost that fight. They don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? If you think he lost or won, they gave it to Triple G, knowing he wasn't going to take that risk again. You know what I'm saying? Knowing he wasn't going to take that risk again. And they kept them two in the pocket for so long, you know what I'm saying, that they held up boxing with that bullshit. Fighting 3 fights, right? So, it's just all crazy when it comes to people that they want to protect, that boxing wants to protect, the people that's getting the network deals. And look like even the fighters that's behind them, they're with that. Say EJ, look like he's good with the boxing end of it. You make yourself a name, then it is what it is. You just go for the big fights. So I don't know if boxing gonna come out of this shit or it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be more popularity, more network money and shit like that. So I just don't know. I don't think we're ever gonna get back. Go ahead.
It seems to be, working its way back into another golden era. I guess maybe you can call it the silver era, because people like people getting tired of it. You're not going to be able to uphold what you've been doing because people want to see real fights now. The competition is getting better. It's more people out there with skill, and we want to see those people fight each other.
Yeah, I agree.
I love the money. It just got to get to the point where like you just can't keep getting them paydays without fighting the other top dude. Bro. Like,
well,
get
don't
your money,
give.
but like it should be
That's
like
why I ain't fucking with
earned.
Top Rank, because
Well,
Top Rank still doing that dumb shit.
Well, don't give the fighters like a Canelo deal, because you see what Canelo did. He won a European tour, right? Fighting nobody's, getting paid $35 million a fight. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah,
imagine if
did that to me.
right, and they started that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They would do anything to change, to keep the box out. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas from winning championships. Because if you imagine if they opened it up. Look who would be at top. David Benavidez or David Morale would be undisputed at 168, and you could just go down the line from there. Maybe what's his name that just fought? What's the guy that's sparring Crawford right now? The one Carlos Adames probably would be ruling at 160. You know what I'm saying? Then you going down the line, Jamel. You know what I'm saying? EJ. You know what I'm saying? Tank or whoever at 135 or you know what I'm saying? So it'll be nothing but black faces and colored melanated people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can call Canelo melanated. He look Irish.
I think
he look Irish.
That motherfucker look like he Irish as hell, bro. That motherfucker look like
there's already a lot of black people dominate the division, maybe like 122 up.
Yeah, from 122 up.
22 to 6,
down,
22 to 54, I think.
Yeah, so they got to get that other diversity in there. So they got to use the system to get that diversity in there. That's why Lomachenko got the chances he got. They had to get somebody in there to represent. Tyson Fury. They're gonna let him do what they got to do. He's gonna eat all them boar balls that he can eat.
Notice they haven't forced Usyk and Tyson Fury or Beterbiev and Bivol, right? They don't want two of their gladiators to take each other down. That's why
the heavyweight division is nothing right now. Like
no, but I'm just saying the light heavyweight or the heavyweight division, they don't like making their guys fight each other to give each other losses. They got them there to be gatekeepers to keep us down.
I think
so you gotta stop.
I think Usyk beat that fat fuck.
Light heavyweight. You gotta go against Usyk and Tyson for heavyweight. You feel
me? Usyk ain't as small as you think.
You say what?
I would say Usyk like 6'3", then like Tyson
I
Fury
didn't say nothing about his height, bro.
No. The woman said he was too small. If Tyson Fury loses, it's gonna be to somebody around like Usyk size or Jerry Anderson size. He struggled with people smaller than him.
Well, look at this, man. Tyson Fury.
Otto Wallin beat the shit out of Tyson Fury. Otto Wallin was beating the hell out of Tyson Fury.
And see, Tyson Fury wasn't on his shit when he fought Otto Wallin. If you notice how his power, you know what I'm saying, and the way he fights, it differs when he fight Deontay Wilder. See what I'm saying?
And he has his meth water. He be having meth. That's why he keeps that methamphetamine keeps you. That's why he got tested and was found dirty one time with methamphetamine. See that meth, it keeps him for absorbing punishment, and that's why he always got energy at the end of the damn fight because he's a damn meth head.
How is he drinking meth during a fight? Don't they drug test you right after the fight?
You put it in your water.
Is that that's how he got up from that Deontay Wilder knockdown?
You can put meth in your water. You can sniff it. You can smoke it. All that shit.
Yeah, just like they call Chavez Jr. Remember they called him sniffing that shit? You know what I'm saying? And he jacked that damn bottle down to open up his lungs. So I forgot what that shit called that open up your lungs and shit like that. They be cheating like a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, you put a catheter in or something?
No, it was like, what's that shit that whiff your nose to open up your it's a video.
The smelling sauce?
I don't think it was smelling sauce. I think it was something else, what they call, you know what I'm saying, to open up your lungs.
Shit.
Yeah, something like that. But they caught him on camera, and he put that shit down when the camera was right up on Chavez Jr. Face. He put that shit back down. It's on YouTube somewhere. And but they be cheating, bro. They be cheating. They know what they doing. And then when you say something, they try to shame you. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, this man performs excellent. You know what I'm saying, against the most dangerous fighter, but then against the worst heavyweights, this motherfucker's struggling.
You know what
I'm saying?
Y'all remember Mark McGuire, Nolan Ryan, Jose Canseco? All of them was on PEDs and shit, right? And Sammy Sosa, they all was on PEDs. Wasn't nobody saying shit. But as soon as Barry Bonds started doing that shit, soon Barry Bonds like, oh, so y'all just letting them motherfuckers have a home run derby and all this shit right there? So you had a motherfucker as talented as Barry Bonds. He started taking that shit. And you see, he got juiced up. And then they want to do a big scandal on it now, like, oh no, hell no. And he didn't even get caught.
They put an asterisk by his shit so fast. Oh, that motherfucker hit 5 home runs too many. They said hell to the no. They say hell to the no, nigga. You say you doing way too much, nigga.
And he did it early too. He didn't even take as long. He was like shit. But they robbed my boy though, because he would have broke that record alone, Roger Maris's record a long time ago. And they seen that, so they had a strike in the middle of his season. Because in the middle of the season, he was already at 40 home runs and still had over 80 games left. My boy Ken Griffey Jr. They took that shit from him. He only needed 22 more home runs and still had over half a season left. And when Ken Griffey was at 42 home runs, they orchestrated a strike and set out damn near the whole baseball year.
You remember when they were walking motherfuckers? They wouldn't even pitch to them and shit, doing dumbass shit like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Letting motherfuckers when Griffey came up there or any of them got close to the records, they would stop pitching to him.
You remember they stopped. They tried not to pitch to Griffey. Remember he reached out there and caught that shit. He reached out there and jacked that shit. Like, nigga, you gonna pitch to me?
Exactly, man. So the shit is real. Much as they try to gaslight about the shit, I don't give a fuck. It's like I'm just gonna keep it real with you. We see it in boxing. I know the fighters got to say what they got to say, but they see it too. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for the PEDs, guess who? It wouldn't be nothing but melanated folks. And that's not racist. I'm just telling you what it is.
Black people can't think good enough to be quarterbacks.
Right. Exactly.
They don't think well enough to be a quarterback.
Right. And once they let them in and shit, now you got to have a damn black quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because of the running ability and, the ability to make plays on the fly. So, they know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, when it really comes down to it, so they got to suppress, these fighters, you know what I'm saying? Because That's all you're gonna see. They tired of niggas having championships. People tired
They
of
don't
seeing
want
that
another
shit.
Floyd Mayweather to happen.
And we got nothing. A Floyd Mayweather is born in some project every day. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Every day. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see somebody better than Roy Jones Jr. come out in the next 2 or 3 years. You know, so they know that shit. They the one who made them super slaves and shit. Nobody ain't tell them to be goddamn doing what they did back then. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Got these supermen running around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody's from Krypton and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I used to dunk and shit backwards and shit and forward. You know what I'm saying? With ease.
I stopped
You
dunking
know.
about 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
my kids
they
I
kept up
can't.
with me.
I can't wait for the 29th, man. I hope Bud wear red because we boiling Mr. Krabs ass this weekend.
yeah, and
More
see,
than nigga this weekend, man.
you know, they gonna live in their world until that day come, and then you're gonna see a lot of Jerron Boots and his fans. His shit is gonna blow the fuck up after July 29th.
Yeah, but guess what? He aged Bud out. He didn't want to take the fight when Bud wanted to fight. Watch. That's gonna be the narrative that comes out. Watch.
Well,
He would have
who
fought. He would have
cares?
fought a few years ago. He wouldn't have been like that. Whatever.
And they're gonna
Well,
forget the fact that Bud made it happen a year later. They're gonna forget that though. Watch.
it's just kind of like, man, like people blame Floyd. I mean, Floyd for the fight lasted. You know what I'm saying? For the fight not happening with Manny Pacquiao.
Well, he didn't
You
want
know
to
what
take
I'm saying?
Potter.
Right. He didn't want to take the debt. They don't mention that shit. They just go with the narrative that is Floyd fault. But bro, your boy, your boy is on steroids. That's why he had to turn down that damn test.
That big
Because he's
ass
not
head.
right. You know what I'm saying? Your head blow up. You know what I'm saying? You get more ass when you got goddamn steroids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be out here jacked up and shit, when they get on them steroids. Neck big, head big,
Because Barrett
arms
Bonds had a
big.
tank ass head, boy.
I'm trying to tell you. So, we know when you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you out here, what I'm saying, doing supernatural shit. And Manny Pacquiao was slicing through niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like butter. Then he never stopped throwing shots. You remember when he was fighting Eric Morales and all them niggas? That nigga never stopped throwing, bro.
That motherfucker threw about 2,000 shots in one fight. I
I'm
said,
trying to tell you. It's like, bro, that is unnatural.
that's why I
It ain't.
started thinking about the Big Baby Miller. As big as he was
Yeah,
throwing all them goddamn shots. I'm like, how
yeah,
the fuck is he doing that?
yeah. That's this motherfucker big as an elephant in the ring. I was like, bro, this motherfucker out throwing the little dudes that he's fighting. I'm like,
Bro, he
hell
was
no.
throwing 100 around.
Right.
I
With
know.
no power. With no power either.
I
Just
know.
He had
battering
power back then.
motherfuckers.
I know the
I
fight.
didn't
I
see
can't
no
wait to
power.
see.
He was
I know
knocking
the fight.
people
I
out,
can't wait to
remember?
see on the undercard. I know
He was
that.
Look
knocking
like
niggas out.
he was just volume. I just saw him as a volume puncher. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really thought he had any power.
Well,
You know what I'm
all
saying?
heavyweights got power because they got all that weight behind it.
Yeah, I just saw that big motherfucker. I said, it ain't no way. It
I
ain't
said
no
too, boy,
way.
when I seen him throw, one round he threw like 160 punches. I said, ain't no goddamn. I said, that fat motherfucker ain't even in shape.
Right.
What the fuck is
You know
he
what I'm
doing?
saying? And you notice Dillian White. You notice he done went down ever since he was busted. You know what I'm saying? He don't even look like half the fighter he was when he was on them roids.
And
He
Anthony
don't.
Joshua gonna stop that nigga, dog.
Of course. Because he done got busted. We still waiting on the B sample, people. We still waiting on the B sample. They just stopped talking about shit. That's how smooth Eddie Hearn is. They just stopped talking about shit.
I know
You know
Yeah,
my.
if
what
you
I'm
stop
saying?
talking about it, it'll go away.
I know my
Mm-hmm.
favorite fight on. I know my favorite fight on the undercard that I can't wait to see.
I'm mad as
Frank,
hell they got Esau Cruz as the co-main, bro. Like, I do not
I'm
want to
mad.
see Tank versus Esau, bro. He
I'm
got beat
mad
with
that
one
Jesus
goddamn
Ramos
hand.
got hurt. I'm mad Jesus Ramos got hurt in count, man.
That was the fight that I wanted to see. Y'all know Jesus Ramos is my boy at 154.
That's a
Beat the shit out of
big
Tim Zoo.
dude, bro. That's a
Jesus
big ass
Ramos.
dude, bro.
I want to see either Jesus Ramos or Brian Mendoza versus Tim Zoo. Brian Mendoza, he the one that I said was gonna beat Fundora, and he did. Because he
Yeah, he went there and slapped that nigga out. Pow.
Remember,
Jesus
I called
Ramos
it
big as shit,
matter of
man.
fact, if y'all are regulars on Pool Counter, then y'all would have heard that I gave y'all the pick. I gave y'all the upset pick. because I told y'all how he beat Rosario and how he's coming back down to 154 from 160 with power. And the only person that beat Mendoza was Jesus Ramos. And he lasted 10 rounds with Ramos. You know how good you got to be the last 10 rounds with Jesus Ramos?
That's a big dude, bro. Ramos look like he could be fighting at 68, bro.
Yeah, Mendoza can too. But Mendoza reworked his career.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Cruz fight though. For some reason, like I know he ain't elite, but like I just love to see him crash out in the ring, man.
But see, they done
I
put
love
Cruz in the
seeing it.
ring. They done put Cruz in the ring with two nobodies, and now they put him in the ring with another person without punching power. Like
I don't see how that's the co-main, man.
They had the drug camp. They had the drug Gamboa. Like they drugged my man Gamboa to fight him. Like why is Eastside Cruz and them drugging Gamboa?
And they cheated?
Yeah, Uriokas Gamboa. They found out that he had got drugged, and Rachel Daenerys had told us about Eastside Cruz's manager and how he does sneaky shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Uriokas Gamboa had a roofie in his system. That's why if you notice, Gamboa was boxing good the first round, and like the second round, he was like spaced out. And that's when Eastside Cruz was hitting his ass, getting him up out of there. He couldn't defend himself. That man was spaced out. They slipped his ass a roofie.
Fighting Cruz, you might well just buy your case of water and bring that shit to the ring.
That's how most fighters do. They don't drink nothing else, nothing that's been opened, and nothing that they people ain't give them.
Man, I just
that's why you see boxers act like that. Like, where you get that from? Nah, give me something different.
Shit, maybe it's good that they got him as the co-main, though. Maybe he'll go ahead and get him out of there early. We can get to that main event probably about 10, 15 minutes early.
I hope Giovanni damn motherfucker upset the man. The man undefeated. He only got 7 knockouts, though, but he boxed. But they trying to get that Tank and Esau fight. And I don't even want Esau to get that payday because he's ducking good fighters. He's ducked Shakur. He ducked Frank Martin. They try to make him and Frank Martin. He told me, I'm not fighting nobody but Tank. De Los Santos want to fight him. I ain't fighting nobody but Tank. I feel like he should fight De Los Santos for the Tank fight.
Man, De Los Santos put his ass to sleep, man.
Yeah. Oh, my boy William Foster
Santos put him to sleep, man.
My boy William Foster III, the guy that beat Del Santos, he's done moved down to 130 since they didn't want to fight him at 135.
Okay. It ain't nobody at 130 right now, though.
He had a big fight. He had a big fight last week on Wednesday. But when they got to the fight night, the dude that he was supposed to fight had COVID. He was on that pro box ticket. The dude he was supposed to fight caught COVID, so they didn't make the fight. So he was up there on that pro box card that was on the internet. He was supposed to be the headliner. But yeah, he's down at the 130 division. He said he wants to fight O'Shaq, all them boys.
Okay, so 130 heating up a little bit.
Man, I think Bud gonna get caught with a damn check hook and an uppercut.
I don't think Errol gonna try to knock him out with no check hook. I think Errol wants to beat and batter that man. He got some shit he got to pay for. A knockout's too good for Bud.
EJ might not even go in there motherfucker trying to play with him. However he gonna get it.
No, he gonna break him. He gonna beat that man's body. He might stop him with the body and Bud don't get up. But Earl ain't gonna try to chop his head off yet.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't even play with a nigga like that. If I can get you out of there, I'm gonna get you out of there. I ain't even finna play with you. I be in that bitch trying to break you down instead of knocking your ass out when I got a chance to knock you out. I'm fucking right get caught.
I mean, that's what he do. He breaks him down by beating his ass up. He gonna be beating
long as he win me my money. Hell, I'm good.
Yeah, he plus 50. He's plus 550 on the knockout.
Man, I'm finna cook me some rotel, do some wings, barbecue me some chicken.
And if you put money on every round, whichever round he get knocked out on, it'll pay you your money back times 3. Easily. Mm-hmm. The lowest round is 3,300. If he knocks him out in the first 3 rounds, that's playing plus 10,000.
Hey, where's the lowest round 3,300 at? What you betting on?
Knockout by rounds.
And which app though? Because the apps I'm on, the lowest round ain't 3,300.
I'm on Bovada and MGM Grand. And if you look at Errol Spence by rounds, round 1, 2, and 3 is Errol's plus 10,000. So
Man,
if you
I'm
put
have
1,000 on there, you win 100,000.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have goosebumps at the damn ring walks. I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah.
you.
Rounds 3, 4, and 5 is plus 5,000. Rounds 6, 7, and 8 is plus 3,300. So if you put $100 on it, you win 3,300. So if you put 100 on each round, that's gonna cost you $1,200. And if he gets knocked out in like round 5, you win 3,300. So you win 2,100 more. But if you put 1,000 on each round, you win 21,000 more. Because with him being the underdog, you can bet every round for the knockout. That's the good thing about a person being an underdog.
Right. So you know, I mean, Vegas making this play, making Crawford, you know what I'm saying, the favorite. You know what I'm saying?
No,
People gonna
the people did that. They last week, Errol was
oh,
plus 150, no, plus 165. Now he's only plus 135. Because see, last week, Errol, 90% of the bets was on Crawford. But ever since Sean Porter came out there with that damn last interview, the numbers had dropped, and Earl's only plus 135 now.
So what you think going on with that with Sean Porter? What's going on with Sean Porter, bro?
He's trying to hedge his bets.
You
Midlife
know,
crisis.
I
I
think
mean,
Sean
most
Porter is feeling some type of way that Crawford keep going around, basically like, look what I did to Porter. I stopped him. Nobody
yeah,
was able to stop
yeah,
him. Like, he's sick of that.
Yeah, like
yeah.
nigga, you using me as a damn motherfucking meme or some shit, nigga. Like, nigga, you wasn't that great, nigga. I just didn't come to your
like,
party
like,
to fight, nigga.
yeah, nigga. I could have trained if I would have trained like I did for EJ, nigga. We wouldn't be talking about you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cause I'm like Sean Porter coming out more and more. I'm like, what the hell going on
Yeah,
with Sean, man?
that's Crawford's and his team's only point. You couldn't stop Porter. You couldn't stop Porter. Porter's a man, bro. You don't want to keep hearing that shit.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, it's just so interesting. You know, all the dynamics that's playing out. It's like people coming out with the truth, going against what they said before. Now, you know, when people hear the truth, you know what I'm saying, that's a total contradiction from before. It's like we just move on. It's like there's just no truth to stand on. People don't stand on shit
Hey,
no
how long
more,
you
bro.
about to be on, Pool?
Oh, I'm about to seal it up, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Get
if I
started with the
don't be
rest of
back
the day.
before you seal it up, man, peace and blessing to everybody that's up at Echelon. If you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to me. I'm about to step away for a minute. I gotta get wrapped up.
All right, I'm gonna get back into the interview. I'm right up. You know what I'm
I gotta
saying?
get my nurse gotta wrap my wounds up, bro.
No doubt, no doubt.
All right.
Yeah. Bro, you know, I be boxing, bro. You know, I be in there, man. You know?
Oh yeah, training or you buy you be sparring and stuff.
Yeah, I spar. You know, I spar. I like, you know, and it was interesting how you just did that, because when I said I box, you think, you know, I'm hitting the pads and you like, he don't really get in the ring, bro. I get in the ring, I get my bell rung a little bit. You know, I go up against people, and it's lonely, dog. You know, I'm confiding in you right now, because if I'm on the basketball court and I got somebody in front of me and I can't get a bucket, I could pass it. I could set a screen. But when you in that ring and somebody just whooping your motherfucking ass, it's not much you could do, bro.
And nobody can say you put yourself taking a knee, quitting, your coach throwing in the towel, or the referee stopping the fight. There's only 3 people they can say in the fight.
Is when you are to that point where you know you're in a fight.
Okay, I think that's the end of that. You know, for what I could show or whatever.
Since
you know.
2015,
that's the end of what I can show on that. Let me see, because that's all the video I had. But I think that was a pretty good interview. You know what I'm saying? He was acting a lot of bullshit about what rapper asses he could kick and all that kind of stuff. Who would like what rapper would like go how long in the ring with him? He was asking him that kind of bullshit. But what's going on, King Judah? What's going on, bro? What's happening? Just cooking a little bit today. You know what I'm saying? But let's get some final thoughts, because you know what I'm saying, you know, yesterday I did 6-hour live stream today. You know what I'm saying, did about 38. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some final thoughts. What y'all think on the fight? How y'all think this final week is gonna work out and things like that. So we'll start with Jay. What's your final thoughts?
Man, I'm excited. I can't wait. A little less than a week away. I hope don't no BS or anything happen or go down or nothing like that. So, and we gonna see. I mean, I can't wait for the conversations to have after the fight. It's gonna be even more exciting. But y'all check out my channel, sub to the channel, check out my videos, check out the video I just did about Sean Porter and his recent statements on his podcast. But appreciate y'all, and I guess I'll talk to y'all next time.
All right, let's go on down the line. Oh, Flossie. You got a channel, Flossie?
Yeah, I do a lot of like gaming, like sports gaming, like the new boxing game that come out, and here now I'm trying to get more into like the real boxing on my channel too, but I'm trying to figure out the analytics parts of it.
I don't know, them games be blowing up. People love them damn games, bro. They're getting thousands and thousands of subscribers.
It's just the boxing game still an early access, and it ain't really where I wanted to be at for real. Like they still got to feel like internet service and stuff like that. So my streams don't be like how I want it yet.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the fight, the week coming up, and what you think's gonna perspire?
I think it's gonna get spicy this week, man. The closer we get to the fight, the less patience both of these people gonna have, and it's gonna be a lot of tempers and anger and emotion going on this week. And I think EJ get to him, man. I don't know what it is, bro. Like I only been watching boxing for like maybe 4 years, but I don't watch a lot of fights. I don't watch every classic fight it is. But for some reason, when I had this gut feeling about somebody winning the fight and it doesn't go away for like damn near a year worth of time, I'm never wrong. So I think EJ gonna get to him probably around like the 6th round, but it probably won't end till like maybe the 9th or the 10th. I think in the first 6.
Yeah, I think they're gonna watch the press conferences. I think they're gonna try to conserve energy, get as much rest, as they can, because they're gonna be irritable for cutting weight. EJ, I think he got a strong team doing it professionally with the nutritionists. I think we're gonna see the best EJ come out of this training camp. I think it's one of the best training camps that he ever had on a professional level, and I think it's going to show in the fight. Of course, I think he's going to get Crawford probably around about round 9. It's probably go, not get him out of there by 10. It just depends, how good a shape Terence Crawford is, how much he can take. It could be earlier, but I'm calling it now. I think he's going to get Terence Crawford up out of there. I think Terence Crawford going to catch EJ. I think he's going to hurt him. But I think EJ and them boys from Texas, they know how to fight hurt. And that's going to open up Terence Crawford to getting hit too. And I think he's just going to wear down, gradually as the fight goes on. And once he slows down, just kind of like the Kell Brook fight. Kell Brook was tagging EJ early in the fight, but the durability of Errol Spence Jr. overcame the skill set of Kell Brook, with him countering over Errol's right straight right. He was shooting over the top of that. And EJ finally made the adjustment and broke, because what was happening, EJ was going to Kell Brook body. He was just putting a lot of body shots in early and around, and he was taking shots, going to Kell Brook body. And he broke Kell. That's how he broke Kell Brook down. He's going to do Crawford pretty much the same way. He's going to box where he can box, but his key to victory is keeping the pressure and damaging Crawford early, so he can put money in the bank. And that's pretty much how EJ really wins the fight. So all this other stuff they're talking about, Crawford's going to outskill Errol. It's not going to help him, bro. Because he's going to have to find a way to hurt EJ, and EJ is used to fighting hurt. So, that's just my breakdown of it. And we'll get a chance to really see how this thing plays out next week, because we only got a week away. Hopefully both of these fighters stay out of trouble. Hopefully, they don't do something crazy in training camp. But it is what it is. But this has been Pool Kind of Boxing. I like to thank Jay. 2 Cent Boxing. Make sure y'all subscribe to 2 Cents Boxing and Flossie Sports TV. And my co-host, Upper Echelon, and y'all subscribe to Inside Square Circle with King Judah, So we'll see you guys tomorrow. If I don't get a load, you know what I'm saying, I'll be back on. Y'all know how I do. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And y'all remember what I say. Law don't go around here, law dog. You savvy? See you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Y'all go check out my channel, leave me some comments and leave me some feedback. Let me know what you think.
Y'all check out 2 Cent Boxing for me. If you could go over there and subscribe, man, please subscribe to let's support each other. You know what I'm saying? This is a hard market, and let's support each other, man. You know what I'm saying? We all, you know what I'm saying, we all good people around here. So let's do that for 2 Cent Boxing, bro. Let's see her subscribership go up. You know what I'm saying? Peace out, y'all. See you guys tomorrow.